Let's get nasty on a Wednesday. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter. 201. Your time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Marsh, Cardinals going to come back again today? You called it yesterday.
That was a different day.
Different day.
That was a different day. That was before I saw them hit into 3 double plays in 3 innings straight.
Yeah. They didn't look good offensively yesterday, though. And you said,
true.
You know what? They're going to win this game. You're not feeling it today, though.
It's not the 9th inning yet.
All right, fair enough. Cardinals down 3-1 at Comerica Park, where they're trying to lose a series for the first time in three attempts.
Are they trying to lose?
It looks like it by their offense, Carey. I don't know what to tell you.
And by the way, Carey, Anthony was sitting in the office, and just out of nowhere, he just went on a bit of a tirade
I missed
about
it.
how bad this team is.
Are you frustrated? You don't like it, huh?
You know, in my defense, I didn't say they're a bad team. I said, at this point, I hate watching them.
That's right.
The way you were talking, though, it seemed like you were born in St. Louis.
Well,
He was born in Florida.
technically, nobody knows where I was
Where
born.
did that one come from?
in Florida.
I mean, you could throw out anything. You could throw out anything. Yeah, you're right about
Galveston,
that.
Texas.
Yeah.
Galveston, Texas.
Houston, Texas, the biggest outdoor rodeo in mankind.
I thought that was San Antonio.
Oh, were you here for that day?
It's Houston.
Yeah.
Technically.
I thought it was San Antonio.
It used to be San Antonio.
What do they know, huh, Jamie?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Not a damn thing. Steven Matz will undergo an MRI tomorrow. Apparently, he's dealing with some back injury. So they found the
Let's
issue.
roll him out there then.
They found the issue with Steven Matz, guys. It was a back injury. That. Now you can explain the 6.18 ERA.
Can I?
The 4.75 FIP, the fact that his strikeout percentage is as low as possible, or at least as low as his career output would be. Walk rate 3.58, that would be a career high. Guy stinks. So it's a back injury. Going for an MRI. And when he comes back, he should go to the bullpen. Who are you going to replace him? I don't know.
Teen Ken's had a great outing last night.
He did. Lil P on his way.
There's no way they grab him from Double A.
Oh, God, no.
Hey.
We won't see him for another 2 years.
Okay. I don't want to be negative Nancy here. I like to be positive Pete. I like to be upbeat about how I feel about my St. Louis Cardinals. A small part of me feels like this is possibly, we'll see what happens with this game, but kind of feels like the turning point. We talked about if pitchers stay healthy, got a chance. You stay healthy, you do well. Steven Matz may be injured. Haven't really seen the best of Miles Michaelis just yet.
Really?
Don't know when that's going to turn around. Kyle Gibson is doing pretty good. Sonny Gray is doing pretty good. Your pitchers, I guess we're down to about a C right now for a grade. But if your pitchers start getting hurt and they don't perform well and you don't hit, and I'm trying not to go game by game. I don't want to live in that world.
It's a tough
where
world.
where I'm on the highs and the lows. It's uncomfortable riding that roller coaster. I just want an easy, smooth ride, through the country.
What's your favorite roller coaster, Carey?
I don't like roller coasters at all.
Okay, so
I'm
that
not a
explains
fan.
why he doesn't want to be riding the roller
That's
coaster.
correct.
I don't want to get. I don't
What
see a
happened
point.
to you as a kid?
I just don't see a point in.
Somebody forgot to buckle you in, didn't
Well,
they?
here's the thing, Jamie.
Low bar
Whenever
didn't go all
I
the way
get
down.
in,
He wasn't quite big
it
enough?
Never. No.
You wore big
because
shoes
of
that
my
day?
shoulders and my chest. It never. When I watch other people, theirs is
Humble brag,
secure.
humble
Hey, sorry, I'm in the gym a little bit, but because of my upper body. My bar never feels as secure as those around me looks. Theirs is secure to their chest. Mine always has a little wiggle room, and I'm like, why the hell is that? I don't want wiggle room. I want mine secure like everyone else's.
Yeah.
And so, I don't like it. I don't want to fall out. And it's not a good look.
All right.
So, I'm not a fan.
So the Cardinals have you on this roller coaster.
And I don't like roller coasters, and you see why. Because I'm not secure. I like to be locked in, dialed in, day after day. And I don't know, man. I can't continue to do this. So at some point, either they got to change or I got to change.
Yeah, Carey, let me help you out here with this, okay? They call this a toxic relationship.
Oh, I had one of those with Illinois.
Well, I had a few of those. But I'll tell you this. It's that last year the Cardinals did the same thing to me. They did it, Anthony. You witnessed it. They pull me back in. and then they just go right back to acting crazy again. And I'm like, I'll never talk to them again.
You do
And then
it
the
again.
phone rings at 2 a.m. or the text, you up? Yeah.
You were still answering for a while.
I was. And then I finally, Carey, after months and months of good friendship from Anthony and support from Marshy,
You broke
therapy,
free.
I didn't answer the phone.
You were able to get away?
Yep, and this is why maybe I'm so bitter this year. It's because what the hell they put me through last year.
Yeah.
What roller coaster? We'll stick to Six Flags St. Louis. What roller coaster do you think the Cardinals are taking us on? Is it the Boss?
It's the bald eagle.
Is it the Screaming Eagle?
the
The one that
It's the Screaming Eagle.
I've
Yeah.
been on it.
The bald
It's
Is
the
it
bald eagle
the
screaming.
old
I told you I don't ride.
rickety-
What about the Mr. Freeze? You go up, you're like, oh, whoa, and then all of a sudden you go backwards.
Okay, so that's like
What do you call
Everest in Disney.
that? Don't start dropping theme parks like you're freaking.
I mean, he was like,
We've been at Six Flags since I was 12.
Well, Andrew,
So-
Then you spent a whole
The
week
last
there.
one, I was on was at Disney. I'm sorry.
Okay, Anthony.
He knows these things.
Disney
Get it
adult
together.
Stalter.
I can't help you. I can't help you with
You
the.
know he's wearing the Mickey ears, too, when it happens.
Okay, that's good. You know what
already
you guys
seen-
remind me of? The Cardinals with this crap.
Just
Am
a bunch of
I
nice
watching the
dudes.
Cardinals in front of me right now?
We
With the-
beat
this
him.
lack-
What are we doing?
Lack of support.
Two
no
birds on a
offense.
bat, Anthony,
Yeah,
right
you
there.
wear your
baby.
shirt.
He came in prepared. You were expecting a series win today.
I was, actually.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a shame.
I think I have the best seat
That I
in the
saw.
house.
Who's pitching?
What's the best seat in the house?
The one I'm sitting in.
Right now?
Yeah, well, the TV's behind me, so I don't have to watch.
It's a good
So you don't
point.
have to
I
watch
keep
it.
cranking my neck trying to see what's going on over there.
What would you guys do once Steven Matz comes back? Because you could move him to the bullpen, or I don't even know if he's out. I shouldn't even say when he comes back. But the guy's not durable. He's not pitching well. So if you do move him to the pen, what's the next? What's the next option?
Who are you
Just bring
moving
him
to the
Sam
start? Who are you putting
Robertson.
Who are you putting as a
You
starter?
already demoted Zach Thompson. Maybe Matthew Liberatore. Do you give him a chance? Because
Sure.
he's pitched pretty good in the bullpen.
I don't know.
I don't either, Anthony. You asked a question, but you don't want to hear an answer.
No, I don't.
I know. I could say anybody right now. You'd be like, I don't care.
I was listening to BK and Ferrario driving in. BK threw out, well, why don't you go get, or maybe it was Alex Ferrario. He said, why don't you go get Zach Greinke or Rich Hill or
like
Madison
45 years
Bumgarner?
old.
Like,
They're my age.
this is where we're at now. And I'm not even, this isn't even a shot at Ferrario, because Ferrario, he's disgusted just like everybody else. But this is where we're at every year with this pitching staff.
Guys, it's one game.
It's because it's what's trending with John Mozeliak and the Cardinals is go find somebody else's old recycled player and bring him here.
Funny you say that.
Jay Happ, John Lester, Lance Lynn. Kyle Gibson, he's pitched well, so I'm okay with that one.
We got a text from the 314. I think the Cardinals, if we compared them to a roller coaster at Six Flags St. Louis, they would be the Mine Train. That roller coaster that you're just waiting to get rid of and replace because it's old and outdated.
It's kind of scary, though, because it is so old. I feel like as you're ripping around, like this could be the time that the bolts are finally rusted out a little bit.
Imagine getting stuck in that part where you go down and there's like that little ghost that stands there, but it's just like that one drop. And you're like, whoa, and then it's over with. And like flashing bulbs go off.
Yeah.
In that
And you can
little
see your
dark
picture on
area.
the screen after.
Well, that's way
All
too
the
old. They don't have
faces.
that.
One where you look like an absolute idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah, got me again. Okay, so Carey, Steven Matz, what do you got for
That's
us?
your guy, Carey.
I said he was going to start 27 to 30 games this year. I don't know. I mean, he's going to get an MRI. He's not down yet. They're just checking, making sure everything is where it needs to be, and hopefully he's good to go.
So you know what that means, right?
He's going to be on the IL
For the rest of the season.
Roughly.
at least.
Are there any positives that have come out of this contract?
No.
I
Should've let the
knew
Mets
the
have
answer.
him.
I just
Yeah.
thought maybe
no,
there'd
not
be
one.
something
It's a
else.
good question.
He's a good guy. He's a good
You're not
guy.
wrong. He is a
Listen,
great guy.
Carey, I know you like him.
I do. He's a good guy.
He does seem like a very good guy.
We're
the
not
Cardinals
really
got a bunch
attacking anybody's
really
like,
nice
person.
guys.
That's like, don't like how you said that.
Well, okay.
It's almost
What do you
like
want me to say?
it's almost like
He
is
is
she
a
hot?
nice guy.
She's got a good personality.
He's a nice guy.
What do you mean by that, Carey?
Do you know what that means? She's nice.
I don't think
She's
the Cardinals.
Really attractive. That's what people mean when they say that.
I don't think
And that's essentially what you just said about Steven Matz. Is he a good player? He's got a great personality.
I don't think the Cardinals
That's what you
signed him to be a
said.
nice guy. I think they signed him to pitch,
I agree.
which he's done little of.
But he's hurt. Can't
Again,
help your body. It's breaking down. Right?
That's still a
Guys?
problem, though,
It
Kenny.
is. I can't defend it. I know.
The
I'm
thing
trying.
I like your passion. The problem is Steven Matz
All
didn't
right, here we go.
live up to the expectations.
Got a
That's
chance here,
the bottom
fellas.
line.
Here's the other thing that sucks. Like, the pitching staff hasn't been your biggest problem.
No,
What's the problem? What's the biggest problem?
The offense.
the big O.
You didn't
I think the pitching staff, the starting pitching staff, will eventually be an issue.
I'm going to bang my head into a table.
So your best hitter, when you only hitters,
Anthony. Okay.
just struck out with runners at first and second. Wilson Contreras down. So they're going to the bottom of the eighth. Cardinals still down 3-1 to the Tigers. Are the Cardinals a little worse than we expected? I feel like we just had a conversation yesterday. So I feel better. I guess we'll jump right back on that roller coaster the Carey was talking about. That's next on 101 ESPN.
Favorite.
The Athletic just released a piece about Major League Baseball teams that have underperformed or overperformed in April. Of course, it's May 1st. It's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Andrew Marsham, Anthony Stalter. The Athletic put the Cardinals in the a little worse than we thought categories. Honestly, and the Mets were also in this category. Honestly, is there that much of a difference between the low teens and early 20s, fighting for 500 out of a playoff picture? It's just a difference of degrees. They had the Mets preseason ranking at 17, current ranking of 20. Cardinals preseason ranking of an 18, current ranking a 23. According to Fangraphs, the Mets' playoff odds have gone up, though they're still well below 50%, while the St. Louis Cardinals' playoff chances have dropped about 15% due to their struggles and the emergence of the Cubs and Brewers as early NL Central standouts. Both the Mets and the Cardinals have underperforming lineups. Talked about Paul Goldschmidt's lack of production has been especially problematic for the Cardinals, and then continues to talk about the Mets, and who cares about the Mets. So the question is, guys, are the Cardinals a little worse than expected? Do you feel that? Do you feel the same way as the Athletic, or do you feel like this was kind of what was expected coming off of last year?
This is not what I expected coming off of last year. I thought last year was an outlier. For real. Like, who would have thought that the offense would struggle the way it did last year? Not who would have thought the pitching would have been as bad. I think we all kind of saw that. But then in the offseason, you go and you think that John Mozeliak, if nothing else, has moved the needle in the right direction when it comes to pitching. Did he solve the problem? No. Did he patch it up with some duct tape? Yeah. And he got Sonny Gray, who I think, by the way, he might be the best signing in the offseason for all pitchers that were out there. I mean, Shohei's not throwing this year, so obviously it's tough to – I'm not going to use that.
Right.
But at the end of this season, Sonny Gray may end up statistically being the best signing out of all the rotation guys. So good for them on that. But I didn't see this crap. Who could have seen this happening? Like, again, I go back to the damn lineup that we play every freaking game, and I'm like, yeah, would I rather see some other guys instead of certain guys? Yeah, but it's not bad. You know, I'm all right. It should be better than what we're doing. Mm-hmm. So, no, this team here, for me, has been equally as disappointing.
Yeah, well, everything he said. The offense, I think, we expected more. We didn't expect Jordan Walker to be back in the minor leagues. We didn't expect Paul Goldschmidt, who had a really good day in the second game yesterday, but, all in all, hasn't had a overall good start to the season. Nolan Arenado is hitting the ball, as Jamie has pointed out, but just hitting for average, a lot of singles, not many extra base hits. We're still waiting on Nolan Gorman. We're still waiting on Lars Nootbaar. Alec Burleson is doing okay, but all in all, again, I said it boils down to your two best players. If they're not hitting, then you're probably not going to have a good offense. And maybe lineup construction could be shifted, could be changed. Maybe the guy that gets on base and is really fast and leading the team in stolen bases should probably bat a little higher than eighth. I don't know. I've never managed baseball in my life, but I think I could do that. Maybe Nolan Arenado could bat behind him and possibly drive him in or move him to third with a single. Like where your head's at, Carey. Wilson Contreras, the guy that hit a home run today and that has all the power, maybe you move him back and let some of those guys get on base. Just spitballing here, some ideas that Jamie has brought up time and time again. But figure something out. Figure out a lineup that's consistent. Figure out who's going to perform well and let those guys play. And, the pitching staff right now is saving this team, which – this is the exact same lineup. Essentially, you're getting pretty much the same thing you got last year with a better pitching staff, which is why you're not completely out of it. Last year, the pitching staff was horrendous, and so you were way behind. Mm-hmm. The pitching staff is allowing you to – you got a gem from Kyle Gibson yesterday, and he did an outstanding job to keep it at one run, and you were able to come back.
Won the game because of it.
No question.
Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
Yes.
Last year, that would have been a 5-0 game, 4-0 game. And you would have had no chance to come back. So the pitching staff is actually saving them. At some point, the hitters got to come on and do their part.
I think what's most frustrating to me is I don't really know at this point what I'm watching.
Oh, I'll tell you what you're watching.
Yeah, the team isn't exciting at all. It's not fun to watch. It's not the young guys. Mason Wynn has been fun, but like you said, Jordan Walker's in Memphis now. The two superstars are one guy you don't know if the aging process has picked up dramatically now, and that Paul Goldschmidt and Arenado is reduced to a singles hitter at this point. Now, will that carry on throughout each and every game, each and every month? I have no idea. But what we're dealing with right now. So if this were a young team, I mean, like completely chock full of all young players, it might have a different feel to it because, like, well, all right, okay, we kind of got to grind this out. But at least the future is bright. But you don't really have that. You should be a team that's contending. You got some guys that are in that 26 to 30 range, which would indicate that you're trying to contend. But the pitching staff is mostly all older guys. I don't know what I'm watching.
Yeah.
There's no direction here.
Yeah.
And I think maybe this is what you get when you're trying to retool constantly. It feels a little bit like the Blues, Jamie. I don't know if you agree with that
Can you
either.
not drag in the Blues, please?
Sorry, man.
Well, no,
What the hell's your
he's not
problem?
wrong.
Carey,
he's honest.
Let me rephrase.
Well, no,
Carey, I'll rephrase. Let me rephrase.
Let's talk about Illinois football then.
We can listen.
I'm just
Jamie.
No,
Jamie,
you're right,
let me
Anthony.
rephrase.
Listen, Anthony,
It feels like the Blues.
Like how you rephrased that. That was very well done.
Feels like the Blues. I don't like.
I'm with
we're
you,
kind of
buddy.
caught in between. And
Are we good? Are we bad? Are we rebuilding? Are we not?
Let's take the
I
next
hear ya.
7 games to look over it and see.
Let me ask you guys a serious question here.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, I walked right past it. No.
You saw it, you recognized it, and you just
I
got to keep
stepped
it.
over it and kept walking.
Yep, gotcha.
Well played, though, Carey. Well
Appreciate
played.
it. Thank you.
Let me ask you a serious question. You guys are passionate Cardinals fans.
Yep.
I know it doesn't sound like it sometimes, and I am too. I love the Cardinals. Marcia, I know you are as well. What's your purpose in going to the ballpark right now?
Nothing.
Like what would make you go to Busch Stadium to watch the Cardinals?
Sonny Gray. I would go watch him. I would go watch Sonny Gray play.
All right.
That's probably it. At this,
I'm being dead serious.
It's a good question.
Sonny Gray, I would, and because Sonny Gray is starting, I would get to see Mason win, and I would get to see Wilson Contreras. That's probably it.
Yeah, it's a good question.
And I ask that because the Cardinals will still roll out 3 million fans through the gate this year. Mm-hmm. And you might disagree with that, might shake your head, but the forecasting of the ticket sales is pretty much already almost in the books.
Yeah.
Now, will they struggle certain games and will the tickets drop in certain games? Yeah, but remember me saying they'll be in and around that 3 million mark anyways. Mm-hmm. So what drives people to go to the ballpark? When Albert was here for his last hurrah, I went to, the most games I went to in a season was that season when Albert was here because I kept wanting to watch Albert Pujols.
Sure.
I kept wanting to watch Yadier Molina, Adam Wainwright. I didn't know it was going to be another season of Adam Wainwright after, but you're like, okay, I want to soak this in. If this is the last time I see this trio together, like I want to be here for that. And then last year, there were pockets of kind of like Contreras early on, like what's Contreras? I want to go check it out.
Yeah.
Jordan Walker. But now, guys I've never had one day yet here where I'm like, I want to go to the ballpark. I want to go check out a game. I'd rather watch paint dry.
Yeah, they're lost. I think that's a really good point. And what does it say that the last time you were really interested is when it was Albert and Yachty and maybe even though we kind of had a feeling that Waino would come back the following year. But what does it say that that was the last year you're interested? They have not made the successful transition like some other clubs have from the we'll call them legacy players to the opening of the new guys. And look, we can criticize Mo for a lot of things. It's not as if Mo didn't try. He added Goldschmidt and Arenado, 2 of the best players in the NL West for a very long time. 2 guys that were legit. Anybody would want them on their roster players. But for whatever reason, it just has missed the mark. Mo has missed the mark consistently in roster building. And we could call it arrogance, or we could just say, He has failed to put together a roster that is compelling.
So then, let me ask you this. Let's go one step further, because I don't know Bill DeWitt. I don't. I've met him a couple of times. I haven't sat down, had beers with him, anything like that.
Yeah.
But I do know Bill DeWitt III pretty damn well. He comes and skates with the alumni guys. He's a hockey guy. He's a good dude. You can crush beers with him. He's like, and so I'm just wondering, how do they keep John Mozeliak? Because I can tell you this, from what I know of the DeWitt family, and I'm not sitting here singing their praises. In fact, it gets kind of awkward sometimes showing up for hockey, and the ownership for the Cardinals is there looking at you like, I heard what you said, but, you know. So I don't bite my tongue. You guys know that. But the family does like to win.
Of course.
They're proud of their product. They're proud of the Cardinals' tradition.
I believe that.
But they've put the power into someone's hands who's drug it off the rails to where people don't really even want to go to the ballpark. There's nothing special to watch anymore. So I wonder what goes through their minds.
I hope this.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
No, it's a good point.
I don't know. I mean, because we've been hearing this for a couple of years, and they gave Mo an extension. So it's not like those conversations haven't been had. You already know that this has been taking place for the last few years. I think, Anthony, you said since 2019, 2020, where you kind of felt that this was trending in this direction, but you give the guy who is essentially responsible for what's taking place an extension and say, all right, we'll give you a couple more years to try to fix it.
Yeah.
Or mess it up even more. Who knows? But we're here, we're in it, and hopefully at some point you'll get both sides pitching, hitting, playing, and working at the same time in unison. Yesterday they were able to hit a couple of home runs, but the pitching was non-existent. So you just have to be able to have those two things working together all at one time, over and over and over again, to stack together wins.
All right, it's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. We have What's Trending coming up next.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cardinals lose 2 of 3 against the Detroit Tigers after a 4-1 loss today. Steven Matz, who pitched yesterday, is set for an MRI tomorrow after going 3 1/3 last night and giving up 4 earned runs on 7 hits. The Cardinals are off tomorrow, but they will take on the Chicago White Sox on Friday with a first pitch at 7:15 with Sonny Gray on the mound. Tonight on 101 ESPN, Game 5 between the Dallas Stars and the Vegas Golden Knights. You can listen to that. It starts at 6 o'clock, pregame starting at 6. What's trending is coming up next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's time to find out what's going on in the sports world with What's Trending Now. Brought to you by Goodwill. Donate a car and get tickets to the St. Louis Cardinals.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers, and Carey Davis. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Gentlemen, I saw last night a lot of Cardinal fans on Twitter saying they want Giovanni Gallegos DFA'd. Ooh. And I could understand why. Yesterday, not a great outing from him. He logged...
Just him?
Well, there's a few other pitchers that didn't have a great night, but Giovanni Gallegos did not record an out last night. He gave up 4 earned runs, 2 hits. One of those was a home run. He has a 9 ERA this season. Do you think the DFA people are onto something?
Oh, I don't know.
You're not going to DFA him.
Do you not trust him, though, now?
Of course not.
Late in games.
Yeah, no, of course not.
No.
2 separate conversations, though. But I highly doubt the Cardinals are going to DFA him. Look, bullpen numbers, he hadn't been great. The main 2 concerns, he's got a 7 walk rate, so a walk rate of 7, and he's got a home run per 9 of 4. So he's walking a bunch of people, and he's not keeping the ball in the yard. The strikeout rate has been very good. ERA numbers for bullpen for a specific reliever can be skewed, but you're not going to explain away a 9. No, you got to put him in low-leverage situations and hope that he figures it out. But at some point, when it comes to relievers, I think you can junk them quicker than you can starters. Bullpens are volatile.
We saw this a lot last year. It was almost like they were taking turns, the bullpen, kind of having their moment to blow up. You saw it with Genesis Cabrera. You saw it with Gallegos. You saw it with Jordan Hicks. Like, you saw pretty much every single reliever at some point last year. It's a little bit of a carryover right now for Gallegos. He has worked himself out of the circle of trust. I think it's only 3, maybe 4 guys that you trust completely in that bullpen. 3 of them are the 7th, 8th, and 9th guys. Maybe you put Matthew Liberatore in there and is it Fernandez that you put in there as well. But other than that, you got what you got. And so your goal, hopefully, is that your pitchers give you 6 innings and get the hell out of the way.
That's a good one, Carey.
Let them get 6 innings.
Have you been watching lately?
I have.
My goodness.
That's your best bet.
Even Kyle Gibson, who shoved, went 6 1/3 or whatever it was.
Give you 6.
Hey, got over 6.
There you go. Give me 6 innings and get the hell out of the way. And then we're good.
That's all it takes to satisfy you, huh?
That's all I'm going to get. I would love to have 9 innings.
I bet you would. I would, too.
I would love to have a complete game.
Yeah.
It's not the way baseball go anymore, Jamie. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah,
So
unfortunately, I'm seeing it
Washington told
happen
us
more and more all the
how
time.
baseball go. It don't go like that no more.
If you're going to DFA Gio, who are you replacing him with?
Steven Matz.
He's still on the rock.
At least
Who are you putting in the start? You can't do that.
I don't care.
I don't know. My
Just
point
a
is you
body
don't have anything.
As your 5th starter, doesn't matter.
I agree.
And I'm already concerned, Anthony. We talked about it in the office. I'm already concerned about the bullpen. And not what people think. Oh, the bullpen's been great. Yeah, for now. But Miles Michaelis sure isn't helping the bullpen. Guys like that, guys that are under 5 innings and out of the game, That puts stress on your bullpen, and we saw it last year. Bullpen was good, then horrible. Why did that happen? Because they rubber arms had nothing left.
Well, plus the other factor is too when you're playing in all these tight games. You even when the starter like Miles Michaelis was not great today. He hung a curveball that got absolutely smashed. But could he have thrown 100 and some odd pitches if the offense came alive at any point today?
Oh, I understand. It doesn't matter.
It's all in connection. Like if you hung a snowman on the board every once in a while,
that would help.
Your starters can go a little longer. But until then,
you can't just murder your bullpen.
I know.
You can't. Just because you're not scoring runs doesn't mean, like, every now and then you're going to have the old Kyle Gibson, I'm leaving you in for 8 innings.
Yeah, I'm with you. Look, going back to Gio, put him in a low leverage situation until you hope he figures it out. You're not going to DFA him.
Maybe he's a starter.
He's not a starter.
Oh, yeah? Tell Johnny
How do you know that? Huh? How do you know?
You tried him there, Anthony?
No.
Exactly.
All right, put him as a starter.
Sick.
Guys, last night the Boston Bruins had an opportunity to close out another first-round series. Last year, they had a 3-1 series lead. They blew it against the Florida Panthers, who eventually went on to lose the Stanley Cup, but they made it to the Stanley Cup. Last night, Toronto Maple Leafs, without Austin Matthews, get the job done in overtime. It's now a 3-2 series lead in favor of Boston. They still have an opportunity to close out the series. However, if they were to blow another 3-1 series lead, could that lead to Jim Montgomery being let go from Boston?
I'll let Jamie answer that second question for you. Jamie, if I could just summarize, and you're the hockey guy, so again, tell me if I'm off here. The Boston Bruins don't want it. No Austin Matthews, Toronto, and all of their hapless performances in the postseason waltz into your building and take a dump on your ice? That's embarrassing. Bruins don't want it.
Anthony, as a longtime Bruin, I'm going to have to push back here for you. 1 year. The first half of the game concerned me. The Bruins generated like next to nothing.
They're terrible.
They were not good. Second half of the game, they did generate, but the problem is they ran into a local boy, Joseph Wool,
who made a Binnington-esque save late in that game. It looked identical to what Jordan Binnington did.
On Trent Frederick, another St. Louis boy. So the Maple Leafs inadvertently may have unlocked their version of a Jordan Binnington and Joseph Wool, who's extremely talented, was drafted in the second round the year that all those guys went in the first round.
Yeah.
He was kind of overshadowed in that draft, but he's a hell of a goaltender. And I hated to see it at first as a Boston guy, because I'm like, all you need is that young goalie who gets a taste of the playoffs, and all of a sudden, all of this becomes, his circus. And Joseph Wool following the game said, I'm absolutely loving it out there. I don't want to hear that. If I'm the Bruins, I don't want to hear their goalie say, I'm loving it out here right now. So, the Bruins have work to do. And they would be lying straight to your face if they said that last year's playoff clunker, where they were up 3-1 and lost to Florida, they'd be lying if they said it wasn't in there. And I keep watching all the press conferences post-game, and I've been waiting for one of the Bruins players to say, hey, listen, we went through this last year. We're not going to fumble the ball. Not one guy has made reference to last year. Maybe on purpose so they don't think about it.
That doesn't work.
But it doesn't work. You're right, Carey. Because it's the elephant in the room. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. And if Jim Montgomery loses this series, yes, he will be unemployed.
A little nugget here, too. Last year, Game 5 also went to overtime. Florida won that game, went on to win the series. So we'll see if the
Florida
same thing
won 2 overtimes in a row, 5 and 6, I believe it was.
5 and 7.
5 and 7, my bad, yeah. Mm-hmm. So we'll see.
I was really happy for the local product. That was great.
He played
that was awesome. He played unbelievable. Again, I don't think the Bruins want it, and we know the Maple Leafs don't want it. So this is tough.
Series is up for grabs.
Yeah, series is up for grabs. There's no doubt about it. Yep. All right, it's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. We're going to talk to Brad Thompson. We're going to figure out what's wrong with the Cardinals with him next on 101 ESPN.
for some high heat with BT on 101 ESPN. Inside and high.
Powered by Scott Lee Heating Company, your preferred Mitsubishi Electric Elite contractor. Visit ScottLeeHeating.com.
There's no excuse for Thompson throwing at the head of right.
Cardinals fall today in Detroit, 4-1. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter. Let's head to our 101 ESPN celebrity line. You just heard the man on the call, Valley Sports Midwest. Our guy, Brad Thompson, now joins us for a little high heat on a Wednesday. BT, how are you?
I am doing all right, fellas. How you guys doing?
Not great, BT. We've been watching the
today.
Cardinals.
It's a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Don't everybody loves roller coasters.
Not me.
Scared of heights,
Not me.
or it's not a safe one.
There you go.
You know?
Doesn't feel safe, BT.
Yeah, but I get it. But those are the best ones. At the end of it, you find out that you're happy, you had a great time, you've got a picture of you screaming along the way, and then you've got a story to tell. Like that's how this season is a bit of a roller coaster, and I'm looking forward to the roller coaster part where the offense hits. I don't know if that's the part where you're going up or if you're going down. But yeah, no, it is funny though. Like thinking about it, right? As you're coming into this game today, it's funny how a game can swing how you feel about a road trip. They win this game, flip the score, right? 4-1, you win it. You go 4-2 on the road trip, and all of a sudden you feel a lot better about how things go. So I think the context of that is important, where, you know, living and dying by each game. It's look, if you like roller coasters, it's a great way to go. But if you like your blood pressure not being up all the time, you might want to just take a little step back.
No, BT, look, I'm in the same spot kind of where I was last year, to where when I look at the roster, when I look at the lineup card, I'm like, hey, you know what? I like this. Like, it's fine. Like, is it the best lineup in baseball? No, but certainly not the worst. I'm fine with all the elements that it has there. But then, you know, we're watching so far this season, like the offense struggling for the most part. Like, what are you seeing? And maybe what are some of the things that players are working through at this moment that can kind of explain some of this?
Yeah, look, if I had the answers to the offense, they'd give me an office and all kinds of good stuff. Like, it would be, I'd get a raise for sure. Like, if I could figure out offensively what's going on with this club, I know this. I mean, everybody involved is digging in. The individuals are putting in work. The staff is putting in work. They're watching video. They're tweaking swings. But at the end of the day, and I don't care what your sport is, okay, if your biggest stars aren't doing biggest star things, you're not going to win games. And that's just kind of where the Cardinals are at right now. Goldie looked like he was heating up a little bit yesterday. We've seen his overall numbers. We showed it in the broadcast today. When the calendar turns to May, he generally heats up, and that ends up being the hope. He and Arenado in the ball game today, 1 for 7 with a walk. Those guys are going to have to carry you. Like, that's just how it is. Contreras was the lone offense in this one with the home run. But your big guys have to carry you. And then, Jamie, you know this, that takes pressure off of the young players as well. When your big guys are doing what they're supposed to do, all of a sudden there's not as many eyes on, you know, what Nude is doing, or even what maybe Gorman is doing when he led your club in home runs last year. He finds himself in between right now, definitely struggling at the plate. But it comes down to the big guys, and that's not putting more pressure on them than they are putting on themselves. They know that, but there's just not an overnight fix to it.
BT, I had a thought, I don't know, it was yesterday or the day before, I can't remember now, but, you know, for the most part recently, you've had, or Ollie's had Contreras in the 2-hole and Arenado at batting fourth and cleanup. I suggested maybe just based on the way they're performing right now, maybe flip-flopping those two guys. I mean, because Arenado is getting some production at the plate as far as getting on base and things like that. He doesn't have the pop. Meanwhile, Contreras has a lot more pop than pretty much anybody in the lineup. Would you ever contemplate just flip-flopping those guys for fun?
Yeah, at this point, like I don't think that there's any real lineup construction that I wouldn't consider, but I also don't know really how much difference that is going to make. Like right now, I think I want Contreras taking more at-bats than Arenado. The 2-hole is going to get, you know, that maybe sneak that extra at-bat in there than Arenado would end up getting. But your thought process is sound. You're right, because Arenado is not necessarily hitting the ball hard like we're used to, but he is figuring out ways to get his base hits and get on base and hit for average. So there is something there, but there's only like so many times, I've used this analogy so many times, you can like reshuffle your bad hand when you're sitting there playing poker as many times as you want. You still have deuce 9 offsuit. Like, yeah, these guys, Yeah, the aces got to be aces, right? And hopefully they got a couple of those up their sleeve. And look, their names are Goldie and Arenado.
You talked about Newt and Gorman. Are you seeing anything differently from maybe their approach or just something different in their swings? Why are they struggling at this point right now?
Yeah, well, Newt, I still think that he just hasn't had that many at-bats yet. I mean, he was on the IL to start the season. I think that ends up being part of it. We did see him in this series hunt a couple of good fastballs. I think his swing is still level. I think that he's on plane. I think right now when you're looking at Gorman is just missing some of the pitches that he hit last year, and then I think he's starting to expand a little bit more because he's struggling. So remember last year when he cut down on swinging at that fastball at the top of the zone, but he did a really good job of being able to hit the one in the zone. Well, right now he's struggling against the fastball, and I don't have the numbers in front of me, but his slug is down a couple of 100 points against the heater this year, and then he's starting to chase some of those breaking balls yet again. So he's still a young player that needs to learn how to succeed and learn how to fail at the big league level, but he's kind of just caught in between right now, and you can almost see the wheels turning when he's up there because he wants to do so well. He wants to change it with one swing of the bat, but we all know it ends up being a process of getting back to where he needs to be.
Brad Thompson joining us from Detroit here in the Fast Lane on 101 at ESPN. BT, switching gears from the offense to the pitching staff, Steven Matz, rough outing last night, and now we know that he's going to head for an MRI. Assuming that the back injury is okay, does he stay in the rotation? And if yes, for how long if he continues to struggle, do you think?
Well, I would say yes. Like if the back is good, I would assume he would take the ball on Sunday if he is good to go. The answer of how long would be, I think it's twofold. One, like what do the struggles look like? I mean, if he's giving up 5 apiece and he's not getting out of the 5th inning, that's not sustainable. But the other one is who pushes him out of there. You know what I mean? Like who is the guy that is knocking on the door that wants to take that? You know what? Look, I am ready to answer the call.
Thank you.
Anytime. You guys know that. But
no, it's a good question.
You do care about how many runs come through. I might not actually be the guy you want to put out there.
No, that's fair. Yeah, you're right. And that's the conversation we had at the start of the show. It's like, okay, if you're fed up with it, the performance, if he does struggle again, if he continues to struggle, great. Well, what do you do next? Do you think, and again, I'm asking you questions that you don't have the decision, you're not making the decision on BT, but do you think the Cardinals would potentially go with one of these young guys in the minors? Could Liberatore, who's been very good in the bullpen, could he get a shot for 3 innings, 4 innings or so? What do you think they could do?
So the Liberatore one is an interesting one to me because I love what we're seeing out of him, out of the bullpen, and I feel like he's bounced back well. Like, he'll throw 3 innings, and he'll ask to pitch the next day. Now, they'll stay away from him, but I think that he's finding, like, a really nice niche there in the bullpen. Now, that being said, if you're trying to piece together a day where Matz can't start, but the only thing he's going to miss one, I think that if you started Libby, you would be fine. But I don't know if they want to do that. I think that he has grown into a trusted piece of that bullpen from the left side. And on a day where you don't have JoJo Romero, if he is down, you feel really confident going to Matthew Liberatore. But I could definitely see them going with some of their guys. And maybe it's somebody that came over in the trade that they made, whether it be a Sem Robertson or a Kloffenstein or whoever is throwing the ball best at Memphis. Mm-hmm. I know that this question is going to jump to Tink Hence, I would guess, after the outing that he just had at AA where he went 7 and struck out 10. What was that?
Lil P.
Lil P.
We call him around here.
Lil Pedro. That's what we call him here. That's what Anthony calls him.
Lil Pedro. I forgot about that last week. I forgot about it. That's on me. Anyways, Lil P had a good one. I don't think that they would jump it quite there yet. But yeah, it's right now. You hope that the back is fine for Matt. And at the end of the day, guys, like overall with this team, the pitching's not the issue. The offense is definitely the issue. Defensively, they're doing their thing. Bullpen has been locking it down, but got to figure out a way to just get some runs across.
BT, we love you, man. Thanks for joining us again. We'll talk to you again next Wednesday. Have a good rest of your week.
Fellas, I enjoy it as always. You have a great rest of your show.
All right. Appreciate it, man. See ya. That's our guy, Brad Thompson, World Series champion. Of course, you hear him Bally Sports Midwest alongside Chip Carey during Cardinals broadcast. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Let's go to. Let's stick with the Cardinals here. Manager or front office? This is kind of an interesting debate. Yeah, you could go yes on that. So who's more to blame if you're going to the blame game? Who gets the bigger piece of the pie, the blame pie? That's next on 101 ESPN.
If you're looking at selling your home here right now, obviously we're seeing lots of for sale signs going up in the yards. It's kind of that time of year where people are listing their homes, but it's also very stressful because there are a lot of homes that are hitting the market, and there are a lot of things that you need to know and learn, and especially, the asking price or maybe what small little upgrades you have to make to your home to get it to where you get the most money for it. That's why you call Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty. Gloria is excellent at what she does. And the best part about Gloria Lou is if you're looking to sell your home, she has a database with thousands of ready and able buyers. And those buyers, it's more traffic to your listing, maybe more viewings, maybe multiple offers, and then at the end of it, hopefully more money for you in your pocket and getting you to the closing table. Gloria Lou is exactly who you should be using for your sale today. And all you have to do is give her a call. Tell her Jamie Rivers sent you in. Her number's 314-325-6888. Again, that's 314-325-6888. Or you can always visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
Your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler with Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. The Milwaukee Brewers, 19-11 overall after winning today in convincing fashion over the Tampa Bay Rays. They didn't re-sign Craig Counsell. They said, you know what? We don't care. They didn't even care when he went to the Cubs for $500 billion. They said, we'll put anybody in that dugout. and we'll still win games. And you know what, boys? They were right. So, is it the manager or the front office? Because a lot of people here, sure, they want to blame Mo for practically everything, including what's going on in their own lives. But there's still a big piece of the blame pie that goes to Ollie Marmol as well. I don't know how you guys feel, but when I see a team like the Brewers who have a clear vision on how they want to execute things in the offseason and the trade deadline, and they have a clear vision how to build a roster, at least for the regular season, the postseason's a whole different animal for them. I don't think it's as much about the manager as it is about the front office. In fact, I think there's one great manager in all of Major League Baseball, and that's Bruce Bochy. Everybody else is fine. It's about the front offices right now in Major League Baseball. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
So if you want to blame anybody, you blame the front offices.
Yeah, I would agree with that because, I mean, all roads lead back to the front office, including who you pick as manager.
Yes.
And I'm not blaming Ollie Marmol here for anything, but the Brewers, their model for the Brewers is they're not going to spend as much as everybody. Mm-hmm. They're not going to go out and get all the flashy players. But then they end up competing at the top of the division.
Right.
Consecutively.
Yeah.
So that says that their scouting staff and their development staff and their front office are doing a good job of finding the off-brand potato chips.
Absolutely.
And it's still tasting like the real deal.
Right. Like, wow, thanks for buying the upscale potato chips for this party.
Yeah.
Little do we know they didn't.
They didn't.
No.
So that falls on the front office.
You go first, Marsh.
Well, we got a text from, actually, it's from Text Line Tough Guy. That's the name on here.
Hey, Text Line Tough Guy.
You do know how we feel. Blank Mo for putting you guys on the radio. So yeah, people are blaming Mo for everything.
Clearly,
I'm blaming Mo for your existence. How about that?
Whoa,
why are you looking at Marshy?
What? He can say anything to us, but I can't say.
Why
What's
would you
rule
say that
number
to
one?
Marshy?
I'm not talking to Marshy.
You
I'm
looked
talking to the
straight at him,
texter.
you made eye contact, and you said it.
No, I'm talking
Look
to
at me and
I'm
talk to the texter.
I'm talking to tough guy, text guy.
Tough line text guy. Tough guy text guy.
You know what? I'll get his name right when he stops being a POS. All right? How about that?
You know who I blame?
Yes.
Very good. You know who I blame?
The ROI on his text, next to nothing.
You know why? You know who I blame? The players. I'm gonna always.
Yeah, but if you pick the wrong players,
I picked the wrong players though.
Carey, if they can't play,
MVP candidates and won.
Carey,
2 years ago.
If there's nothing, if there's nothing you can, if the players aren't good,
are they not good? Or are they not performing? I have.
I mean, it's the same thing at this point, right?
Are they not good, or are they just stinking it up right now? Who would you rather have? Now, don't say Freddie Freeman. Who would you rather have than Paul Goldschmidt at first base?
Pete Alonso.
He's on a team.
Freddie Freeman.
So is Freddie Freeman.
Yeah, but those guys.
How about Christian Walker?
2 home runs last night. I'll take Christian Walker.
So you'll take anybody. Wow. Over Paul Goldschmidt.
No, not anybody.
So
I'd take Vlad Guerrero Jr.
He can't catch a ball at first base.
So
put him at
what
DH.
difference does it make?
He can hit.
You don't want Guerrero? Come on, you want Vlad. You want Vladdy. Look at you, Marsh. You'll take him.
I'll just take anything that's better than what I'm watching.
But the guys just have to perform, man. Like there are times where you can say you blame Mo. Okay, maybe you blame Mo for trusting in Steven Matz when he's shown you a history of being injured over and over again. Maybe you blame Mo for re-signing Miles Michaelis to a contract extension instead of Jordan Montgomery. Maybe you blame Mo for letting Jordan Hicks walk out the door, and he's pretty damn good as a starting pitcher. Blame Mo for that. Maybe you blame Ollie because the lineup hasn't produced and guys are in different spots every single day, and they haven't figured out a cohesion to allow them to have success. But at the end of the day, Miles Michael has got to pitch better. Steven Matz got to stay healthy. Jordan Hicks, he's not here, so you can blame Mo for that. But you can blame the hitters. I'm going to blame Mo for something, damn it. Now, we're gonna give him his
Text
just due.
blaming him for lots of
You
things.
got a bad haircut.
High water bill.
Yeah. Gas prices are going up, Mo. It's everything.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, Paul Goldschmidt has to hit. Wilson Contreras, runners on first and second, and
That guy was your only offense today. I don't know if I'm going to hit him with any darts today.
Well, no, I'm just saying, in that moment, he's got to hit. Like, you have to perform, and you're not always going to perform, but you can't not perform more times than not. So they are struggling, but they are good players, I think.
Well, they're obviously not, though, right now, Carey. And they weren't last year.
Well, then trade them all and start over.
Okay, but who's in charge of that?
Mo! It's your fault, Mo. We hope you're listening. Everyone blames Mo.
So we usually...
Carey's so deflated right now.
Just let me know when the season's over. I'll be back.
We typically see players go from this organization to another organization and have success. So if that is still the case, let's say the Cardinals move on from Nolan Gorman, we'll use him as an example. And he
MVP.
goes out, hits 40 bombs, slugs, whatever, having a great year. Like, that then becomes, to me, a part of the front office, and then you need new faces from that perspective that are going to put the players in the best position to succeed, whether that looks like, a better hitting coach or just more people around to make sure that they have all the tools and they know the best way to get on base or to find the strike zone or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. To me, they just need not a retool, not a rebuild, a reset. They need a reset.
I'm a little bit frustrated. I mean, Marcy, you're probably right. I mean, I'm looking at Richie Palacios, and his OPS of 871 would be the highest on the Cardinals right now.
How many ABs?
Oh, I'm sorry, second highest. He's played in 24 games. He's got 68 at bats.
The thing with that, though, is you got Andrew Kittredge, who's been really good.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really turn your nose up at that. Kittredge has been part of that big three in the back of the bullpen.
Right.
So.
Plus, when Dylan Carlson comes back, it's basically like you made a trade.
Correct.
Mo is pumped.
You got to get 6 innings to get Kittredge in.
Mo's pumped. He's excited to have Dylan Carlson back. He's going to be a big player for them.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, Mo, he's great. You had him as your fifth outfielder to start the season.
Oh,
You guys seem
I may not have been fifth.
You guys seem down on the Cardinals.
What?
You guys seem down on the Cardinals.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you guys? I'm not even wearing my glasses.
No, you're just...
Oh, I'm sorry. We're talking too negative again?
Point.
Yeah.
We'll get those emails. You guys are too negative. Win more than 3 games.
They don't watch the games, Anthony.
They don't watch the games.
You don't watch the games.
Seriously, the people that have sent us emails, and they're probably no longer listening anymore, which,
They're listening.
Go for
just
it.
so they can MF us to all their friends.
Yeah. These guys are terrible. Why do you keep listening? Well, I don't know. But do you, in all seriousness, when you watch this team, do you feel as though like you're compelled to be positive? Do you watch other teams? Because I do. I watch other teams. And other teams, hell, the Royals are more competitive right now. I'd rather watch the Royals stylistically than the Cardinals. And their young guys are hitting.
Well, they're 5 games above 500, too.
Think about that.
I am, trust me.
It's one thing to say, I'd rather watch the Dodgers.
With a plus 45 run differential.
I'm stressed out.
You should be, Carey.
This team hasn't been over 500 since they were, 5-4, April 6th, against the Miami Marlins.
What year?
This year.
Oh, okay.
That's a very good question.
All right. Is the NFC better?
First time in 2 seasons they were.
It's good for them, man.
Is the NFC better than the AFC, or are there just more opportunities to win? We're going to piggyback off of something that Alex and BK said earlier next on 101 ESPN.
NFC suddenly better than the AFC?
I think the AFC is 3 teams heavy. I still think the Bills are towards the top in the AFC.
I think there are still better teams in the AFC than the NFC. I think in the NFC they feel better because it's a weaker conference.
So that was BK Ferrario and T-Bone earlier today talking about the NFC and the AFC, and BK said you'd heard him in the clip there. The AFC, is the NFC suddenly better than the AFC? I'm not there yet on that.
The question, is the AFC suddenly better than the NFC?
Is the NFC.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait,
better.
what?
You got the Niners in the NFC. Eagles are still very good top to bottom. Lions, Packers.
Eagles.
Right, 49ers, Eagles, Lions, Packers. That's who I have right now as, like, competitive teams.
How about them Cowboys?
No. I think this question, when you're looking at conferences and comparing them, it always, in my opinion, comes down to the quarterback play. And when you look at the AFC, they obviously have the better group of quarterbacks. The NFC, I mean, Jalen Hurts is probably the standout quarterback in that conference right now. Mm-hmm. Jordan Love may put himself in that position, in that conversation at some point, but Daniel Jones is not. Jaden Daniels is not yet. Caleb Williams is not yet. Jared Goff, he's been there. They got a great team in Detroit, but he's not one of the elite quarterbacks that you think of.
Right.
You got Baker Mayfield. Don't forget him.
Yeah, don't worry about him. Then you got Kirky Cousins, who they got a good team down there, but he's not a quarterback that you think of as an elite. And then the NFC West, I mean, you still got Matthew Stafford and Kyler Murray, but even with the 49ers, why'd you frown your face up like that?
Who'd you say?
Kyler Murray. That's I'm making my point. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
That's the point I'm trying to make, Jamie.
I'm disgusted.
But even with the 49ers, they're a great team, but you will continue to look at Brock Purdy and wonder, can you do better? Mm-hmm. So I think it just boils down to the quarterback play. And for me, the AFC is loaded with great quarterbacks. Hall of Fame, future Hall of Fame quarterbacks, in my opinion. So, no, I don't think the NFC is close. There will be some better teams. The Chicago Bears should be better. Green Bay should be better than they were, and they were really good last year, surprising some people. The Dallas Cowboys probably won't be good at all. I don't know. They kind of.
I think they'll be good. I just don't think.
To me, they're just there.
They're fine.
What are they?
They're a fast lane fine.
But they're not going to win that division.
No.
They'll probably finish second because the New York Giants don't like to play football and win. They showed you
They'll
that.
They'll finish second by default.
There you go.
For sure.
So, some good teams in the NFC, but, I mean, the heavy hitters are in the AFC.
Yeah,
no question.
I'm willing to stop at the NFC's gotten better. That's as far as I'm going to go. Because you're right. The Bears, at least on paper, are better.
Yeah.
The Vikings, who knows?
Vikings aren't bad. Depends on how.
Right. They're
what J.J. McCarthy looks like. Or Sam Darnold. I mean, whoever they have started.
And I think Sam Darnold's probably going to be the starter.
He gave me the evil eye.
Yeah, he had a little vomit in his own mouth there.
He gave me the evil eye when I say Sam Darnold.
Don't you talk crap on the Vikings. Only Minnesota Viking fans can do that.
All right.
I said they're going to be fine.
Fast lane fine is what he said. Actually.
No, I called the Cowboys.
They're going to finish. Are they going to finish last in the division? The Vikings?
Probably.
It's a good division. Yes, sir. That division has gotten much better.
It has.
In 2 years, it has shifted and gotten a lot better. So,
but there's nobody outside of the 40. Nobody's going to challenge the 49ers.
I think the Eagles will.
I think the Lions will.
No, I'm talking about the NFC West.
Oh, I thought you meant in the NFC.
Too. Why don't you get mad at him?
I'm mad at all of you.
Why are you pointing
Honestly,
at me? Are you the guy? Can we not do something and you're gonna tail on me? He did it too. Why'd you do that?
No, but you see the way he looks at me.
No, I'm talking to you though. Why just point at me and tell on me?
Because you said something too.
Well, why? You didn't have to tell on me.
I'm not telling on you. I'm calling him out.
You wanted me to get in trouble as well.
No, I'm calling him out.
Hey, Carey, younger brother. You see that? You see what the younger brother just did?
Well, you believe in me, man. He did it first.
Younger brother.
Don't start that. First of all, don't let him start stuff between us. This is what he tries to do all the time.
Trying to separate.
Yeah, he does.
Divide and conquer.
And
You're right. You're right. But I get it from you.
There you go.
I'm sorry, Jamie.
No, I don't care.
Did you feel that way?
Oh God, there it is.
I think, but I do think the Eagles. I think they're going to take a step forward. That was the way that they ended the season last. They didn't look right at any point offensively throughout the entire season, and then it kind of showed it reared its ugly head the last 6 or 7 games of the season.
Yep.
I think they'll be better. They did really well in the draft, as they have done for the past 3, 4, 5 years. And then you're looking at the Detroit Lions, who should have represented the NFC in the Super Bowl, but they just couldn't hold on. They found a way to lose that game. So
Worst
I think those
collapse
three
in
teams,
NFL history.
in an NFC Championship game, sure. Not in a playoff period.
I would just say playoffs.
I wouldn't say that in the playoff period. There's a team in Atlanta that I don't know if you know this, Jamie. They were up 28-3.
Oh, the Georgia Bulldogs. Yeah, they blew a national championship game against Alabama.
No,
so
they
like
didn't.
I was saying before, the NFC, I think has gotten better. There's no way they're better than the AFC. You got the Chiefs, you got the Ravens, the Dolphins. I don't know if the Dolphins win a Super Bowl. The Dolphins are fun and they're competitive, and they do one thing very well though. They're good. At the very least, they're dangerous.
They don't have it.
I think the Chargers are going to be significantly better. Harbaugh's won everywhere he's gone. Like he hasn't necessarily won it all, but he's won everywhere he's gone. He's been successful.
How much does he change 5-12?
I think Jim Harbaugh is worth 3 wins right out of the gate. Think about all the games that Brandon Staley had no business losing.
Yeah,
I totally agree with that.
They lost a lot.
I think the conference is going to be really competitive, and I think their division is going to be competitive this year. I don't know what the Broncos offer, and
you're going to get 4. You're going to get 4 wins against the Broncos and Raiders.
Yeah,
maybe not.
Look at the Texans. I mean,
I'm just saying
they're loaded up. That's a good team.
Texans. So the other teams I had were the Bengals because of Joe Burrow.
AFC
and
North.
the
That whole division could be good. It depends on who the hell the Browns put under center.
They lost 3 games last year to the Raiders and the Broncos.
Who?
The Chargers.
They also didn't have Justin Herbert.
They lost 63-21
with me as their head coach
against the Raiders.
Right.
63 points.
Carey, whether you had me on the headset or Staley, same result.
You'd have been much. He might have been fired by that time.
Harbaugh is now replacing
and replaced by the guy that we didn't know was even a coach.
That's right.
Carey, think about that. Think about what you just said. You and I consume a lot of football. Jamie consumes a lot of football.
Name.
None of us
I thought it was a
heard
fake
of
name.
him.
No.
I can't remember what his name is now.
I don't know.
Alex something?
Nah, I don't know. Don't remember.
What's the Chargers interim coach from last year?
It was such a goofy name.
We all thought it was made up. Harbaugh is replacing that. Staley and Alex, no name.
Is it Alex?
I don't know.
No,
it was something
like Zip.
Smith. Griff Smith. Griff Smith.
Jiffy Smith.
Oh, win one for the Giffer.
You kidding me? You tell me Harbaugh's not going to win 3 more games and just out of the gates.
Oh, Giff Smith.
So when you say they lost to the Raiders and the Broncos, no, Giffy Smith lost to the Raiders and the Broncos.
They weren't great last year.
They're going to be much better.
Yeah.
Justin Herbert's a stud.
That whole conference is way better. I don't know what the debate is. I'm looking at it, and I've been staring at this now for almost 8 minutes.
Yeah,
and
you got nothing.
There's nothing there. And then, CD, you got challenged, by the way, by the text line.
What did I miss?
Somebody, I can't find it now. It doesn't really matter. Just basically said,
Carey named the quarterbacks in the AFC that are going to the Hall of Fame.
I was doing the
counting. You want me to do it?
Go ahead.
That I think are going to the Hall of Fame?
What did
Automatic.
you say?
The AFC has more quarterbacks that are going to the Hall of Fame than the NFC right now.
Yeah, that's fair.
Joe Burrow, is he a Hall of Famer?
Probably.
Is Lamar Jackson a Hall of Famer?
Probably.
He's won 2-time MVP. Is Patrick Mahomes a Hall of Famer?
Yes.
100% certain. Is
Aaron Rodgers.
Let's see what
Aaron Rodgers. I wouldn't even count him, but
let's see what happens with Mahomes' career.
Yeah, we still got to wait. He's a Hall of Famer today if he retires.
Let's see how it plays out. Back half as his career could be really ugly.
Even
if it was, it'd be that.
Anthony's just bitter he got kicked off the bandwagon.
I'd let go.
He says that. That's what people say when they get dumped. They say it was my decision.
Mutual.
Yeah, it was my decision.
Yeah.
They kicked him off. So they stepped on his dang on hands.
They said,
"Get out of here!"
In this analogy,
we've had enough.
I admitted that she didn't even want me.
Yeah.
She said you had a good personality.
She did. Actually, didn't even say that.
Josh Allen, is he a Hall of Famer?
I don't know about that.
I don't think so.
I mean, we're not just handing out.
No,
Hall
we're
of
not
Fame.
handing them out, but
Like I even
They
think
kinda
I
are.
think it's premature to say Joe Burrow is a Hall of Famer.
I don't.
I do.
I don't.
I think that I think he
Joe
will
Burrow,
be.
Patrick
but
Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, in my opinion.
What about C.J. Stroud?
That's
If we're
another
throwing out
name, but I
probablies?
didn't want to say that because it's only one
a little
season.
early.
We're
Only one
Reaching,
season.
guys.
Justin Herbert.
We're reaching.
Could be.
Dan Marino never won a championship.
Well, Dan
but he
Marino
threw
also put up in
as is
Captain Insane.
Justin
numbers.
Herbert has been on that track
Insano.
his first few years of his career as well.
Yeah, he's got to keep it up though.
So does Patrick Mahomes, clearly.
I'm glad you recognize that, Carey.
It's only fair. All right, let's play Prove Me Wrong next. We've been in an argumentative mood, so why don't we just keep this thing rolling?
Love the hat, Judge.
Thank you.
Yep.
Prove Me Wrong. Send in your Prove Me Wrong
It's 80
statements
degrees
next.
outside.
What you doing?
Jamie, what the
are you
hell?
doing? It's a beautiful day out.
What did he just say?
He said
I said it's,
He said it's 80 degrees outside.
80
It's a
degrees
beautiful
outside.
day.
It's beautiful.
He said that because I'm wearing a hat that I wear in the wintertime.
We're stepping into his courtroom.
You know,
In less than 5 minutes, we got to step into his courtroom. You tick him off?
I don't get dressed for outside. I get dressed for in here because it is usually about negative 20 degrees
You're
inside
right.
the studio.
You're not wrong.
Carey's been
You're not wrong.
overheating recently.
Yes.
Don't even blame me.
Yeah. I usually bring a sweatshirt, though.
Yeah, but you've
Marsh,
been sweating
you're
your butt
absolutely
off.
I'm
right.
still hot.
Thanks to Jamie, it's always
Appreciate it.
negative 12 in here. Is it Winnipeg or St. Louis? I don't know.
Yeah, I'd say minus 12. The only thing negative in here is you.
Anthony, you might be onto something. Their hockey team looked like the Blues.
What? Prove me wrong. Next here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
Got a lot of nerve.
Gentlemen, the NBA playoffs are moving along. A couple of great games, great series. We've seen a lot of action out there. And maybe you haven't been paying attention enough, or maybe you haven't been on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, looking at some of the games, maybe some prop bets, things like that. Don't worry. It's not too late to get in on all the action over at FanDuel, because, Carey, right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 bet.
Yeah, Jamie, that's $150 to use on same-game parlays, live bets, championship futures, and so much more. If you want to take a same-game parlay, maybe Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum to go over 25 points, Tyler Hero to make three-pointers. That's a parlay you can choose. You can have live betting. You can pick in-game, Anthony. You can do all of these things. There's no better place to bet the NBA playoff action than America's #1 sportsbook.
Heck, the NFL too, Carey.
NFL too.
XFL, or not
All of it.
XFL, UFL. How we doing?
Yeah,
UFL, soccer. They got it all at FanDuel. Just go to FanDuel.com/fast to get started. FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Must be 21 or older and present in Illinois. First online real money wager. Only $10 first deposit required. Bonus edition is not withdrawable. Bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals lose 2 of 3 against the Tigers after a 4-1 loss earlier today. Steven Matz is set for an MRI tomorrow after going 3 1/3 last night and giving up 4 earned runs on 7 hits. We talked about the Cardinals offense and Steven Matz with Brad Thompson earlier today. If you missed that interview, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. Just head to the podcast page. You'll find all of our interviews and full shows there. And it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Tonight on 101 ESPN, we'll have Game 5 between the Dallas Stars and the Vegas Golden Knights. Pre-game for that starts at 6 o'clock. We have Prove Me Wrong coming up next. So if you have a Prove Me Wrong statement you want to send our way, do so using the Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646. Prove Me Wrong coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Prove me wrong, kids. Prove me wrong.
All right, we, the law firm of Davis, Rivers, and Stalter, will enter the courtroom of the Honorable Andrew Marsh. You will present a case, and we will have to prove it wrong. And you can present that case to the Air Comfort Service text line at 314-399-9646. All right, Marsh. Judge Marsh, what's our first case?
From the 573, Prove Me Wrong. In quote, "It's just basketball" by LeBron James proves Michael Jordan is the GOAT.
What? You know, Michael Jordan hadn't laced up a pair of basketball shoes in ages. You know, I mean, I'm watching this guy, LeBron. He's 40 years old. He's been playing for 20 plus years. He clearly understands that actually it is just basketball, because that's what we're talking about, right? We're talking about basketball. Like the great AI said, we're talking about practice. We're talking about basketball. And he's telling you at the end of the day, because I am so great, it is just basketball and I'm the best to do it. And the rest of you all got to figure something else out because I'm the best ever. That's what LeBron was telling us when he said it's just basketball. And so he is telling you, as he's telling us, that basketball is a sport that he plays and he's darn good at it. He's the best.
Yeah, you don't believe that. By the way, this is a tweet.
None of us could touch that.
No. This is a tweet.
I was going to go there, Marcia. Go ahead.
I have no idea if this is true or not. I'm just going to assume that it is, just because it's on the internet, right? That's what everyone does. So this is from Matt Smethurst on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it these days. A news reporter asked Michael Jordan if he thought the 90s Bulls could beat LeBron's Lakers. MJ says yes. The reporter says, by how much? MJ then replies saying 2 or 3 points. The reporter goes, why so close? And Michael Jordan says, most of us are almost 60 now.
That's pretty funny.
I love that.
That's awesome.
All right, let's move on to the 314. Prove me wrong. The Cardinals will hire their next Pobo externally.
No, they won't hire their next Pobo externally because they only make decisions internally. And guys like Keim Bloom is already in place. Gersh could also move into that spot. I think it's much more likely that the Cardinals continue to promote from within than it is that they go for an outside candidate, somebody that has a fresh viewpoint on things. I think the freshest viewpoint you're going to get is somebody, again, like Keim Bloom, who they just brought in, who will be here at least for a year, if not 2 years, before Mo moves on. So, no, I don't think it's going to be an external hire. You may want him to be an external hire, but no, it's going to come well within that Cardinal system.
I don't want to be biased here, but that may have been the greatest answer we've ever had on Prove Me Wrong.
Wow. Judge, thank you.
Only because it's true.
Thanks, Judge. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Good job, Anthony.
So, BK Ferrario, we're talking earlier about the Yakuza, if you've heard of those fellas.
Verana, yeah.
No, not yet.
I don't think he's going to.
I don't think they're going to bring him back.
No. Anyways, I guess one of these gentlemen was caught stealing $1,500. I think it was $1,500 worth of Pokemon cards. So we get one from the Water Boy. Prove me wrong. Kids still collect Pokemon cards, and they are relevant.
Well, there's lots of kids at the Rivers house. 6, 7, depending on the night, day of the week. And not a lot of Pokemon going on. Like, you used to have the games on the phones and this and that, and kids are running around the streets, actually going outside, still using their phone, but actually going outside, running around trying to find the Pokemons and doing all that stuff. And then they had cards and they were doing all. No, that's gone. That's sold yesterday. You don't see any of that anymore at all. The kids aren't exchanging Pokemon cards. I don't see any of the kids running around trying to trace Pokemons anywhere anymore. It's gone. These kids have moved on to something new. Don't know really what it is.
Yeah, they're all 30.
Moved on to. Exactly, though. Nonetheless, it didn't pass down generation to generation. Like, there's things that we still do, that kids still do, that we did as, young children back in the day running around the neighborhood.
Yeah.
But no, the Pokemon cards or Pokemon Go and all that, that's obsolete. It's gone. Should be put in a museum, quite honestly.
Jamie, you might be right. You might be right. But you might be wrong, gentlemen. If you look on the back of my phone, I have a little Pokemon sticker my nephew gave me. You too. I think
that's one kid.
U2, that's a band.
No, that's the Sphere in Las Vegas.
No,
pretty sick.
Mewtwo.
Mewtwo. Oh, there's a cat. I knew it was called Meowtwo.
Jamie, you're getting the X.
The hell's your problem? By the way, truthfully, Ashley's young boy collects Pokemon cards.
He wasn't going to say that if he got it right.
The reason why I didn't say anything,
Killian,
because Killian. I took him to the doctors today. Hey, they got like stickers and said, "Hey, you want a sticker?" He picked out 2 Pokemon stickers. One of them was Meowtwo or whatever. That's why I looked at you. I'm like,
I knew I was dead on an island.
Like, he's not over the top of it. He doesn't collect the cards, but he'll flip on the cartoon.
Not only that, Kelly, her oldest boy, who collects these Pokemon cards and whatnot, he invited Braden, my 20-year-old son, to play Pokemon Go. He invited him to his game. They're running around. I'm like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
I had nothing there.
From the 314. This one might be for Carey. Prove me wrong. Lars Nootbaar is just Dylan Carlson 2.0, not a future All-Star.
That's ridiculous, by the way. It's ridiculous. Carey, I know how you feel.
Yeah, because Lars, he's in a rough patch right now, right? But we expect, did you watch him in the World Baseball Classic? The way he turned the nation on their head. Team Japan, what they were able what they were able to do.
Shohei was nothing.
He was the best player there. And what did he get out of it? He got an Adidas contract, and he's representing Adidas in Japan. He's done such a fantastic job, being one of those guys that really bring all things together. We were hoping he didn't get Shohei, but nonetheless, we still are proud of all of the work he's done. He's in a rough patch. He's seeing the ball, and that's what BT told us earlier. Not enough at bats to really say this young man. Whether center field, right field, left field, anywhere in the cover all ground, right? He's going to be a superstar for this St. Louis Cardinals franchise.
And let's also highlight a couple of other things.
Go ahead, Jamie.
Lars Nootbaar, primarily, like when you compare him to Dylan Carlson, one, the numbers don't lie, but two, Dylan Carlson, watching him play baseball, I said it earlier, it's like watching paint dry.
You get excited
and motion. You watch Lars Nootbaar
he got
play
the pepper
baseball.
grinder.
It's a sport.
Oh, yeah.
Grinding.
And honestly, watching Dylan Carlson play baseball, when?
Good point, Anthony. Good point. Maybe soon at AAA.
Maybe.
That says everything.
Yeah. Nice. I knew Carey loved him. I knew he did. By the way,
that was Anthony, a total.
Look over here. Jamie starts to talk, and Anthony just looks at me like, oh, crap. What's going to come out of his mouth? Could be getting the X here.
Why are you like that?
Wasn't you. I looked over the jury, and the jury They weren't feeling it. The judge overruled it.
Anthony, you'd have me represent you any day.
Oh, yes. Yes, I would. Absolutely, I would. Yes.
All right, let's do one more here.
Extremely likable. Can spin anything. Yeah, absolutely.
From 314.
I told you that.
I know.
Prove me wrong. The Cardinals have overestimated most of their prospects in the farm system. That's a problem the Blues will not have with Jimmy Snuggerud, Zach Bolduc, Zach Dean, Dalibor Dvorsky, etc.
Yeah, well, here's the thing on that. I mean, how can you over-evaluate these young players when you've got all these guys in the rosters with no trade clauses? The young guys won't even have an opportunity. Are you kidding me right now with this? Torrey Krug, where's he going? Well, he already nixed a trade a year ago. Mm-hmm. He ain't going anywhere. Justin Falk, where he's going? He can't go anywhere. No trade clause. Brandon Saad, Braden Shen, Colton Parayko. How can you over-evaluate your young guys when you don't have any room on the current roster?
I agree.
It's a joke.
It is. It's unfortunate.
Oh, man, that was quite the spin. I'm going to give you it just because that was impressive.
Thank you. My favorite, and prove me wrong, is when we get a positive Blues thing, and I just look at Jamie.
He's like,
and then I just look at Jamie, and then I go, I'm sorry. You know? we call that rowing to the island. Like, I'll be back.
Sometimes I still don't understand them.
Right.
So I sit there and I'm trying to process it. Which angle am I going?
If it's anything positive, Carey and I got to jump on that grenade.
Yeah.
If it's anything negative, we know you're gonna.
There you go.
You can crush it.
I still might get it wrong.
All right. Well,
very possible.
It's possible. Speaking of Dylan Carlson, Jamie came into the office at one point today. He goes, "Did you guys hear what Mo said about Dylan Carlson?" We knew he'd be fired up for this. It's next on 101 ESPN.
Well, that's cute.
R&R Tire Express, when it comes to finding tires for $20, who's gonna allow that to happen, right? Not any company. R&R Tire Express does, though. When it comes to $20, you can't buy much these days, but at R&R Tire Express, $20 does go to new tires. Not one, not two, not three, but a full set of 4 new tires, and you can put that down. You can buy them today if you put $20 down at R&R. Installation fee, yep, that's on R&R Tire Express. You don't have to worry about an installation fee. All you have to do is request a quick quote at rnrtires.com, and then you lock in that $20 deal. No commitment, no credit checks, no worries at all at R&R Tire Express. They offer flexible weekly, bi-weekly, and monthly payment options, and they're all based on your budget. So whatever your budget is, if you need new tires, R&R Tire Express knows that you might not be able to pay for it all in one, fell swoop. You could go weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, however it fits into your budget. R&R Tire Express is going to help you out. Plus, you're going to secure peace of mind coverage that includes free rotations, free flat repair, and much more. You're $20 away from hitting the road on reliable tires, so don't wait. Request a quick quote at rnrtires.com or call 1-833-ROLL-NOW to get started today.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through HIMS, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
If you need bold banners to boost your business, but you're on a budget, think Staples. Posters, flyers, signs, and menus for less? Think Staples. Staples can print anything you need to move your business forward. Now at Staples, save $50 on your print purchase of $150 or more. Same-day service available on hundreds of items if you order by noon. And all backed by Staples' Print Perfect guarantee. So it's done right or it's printed again free. Staples, your local print and marketing expert. N61, visit staples.com/print for details.
Anthony, you know what I love about mentality is that it's ongoing. The process is ongoing. They always are in tune with what's going on with your body. So for guys like us or anybody who's getting a little older, maybe the testosterone's a little lower, maybe not feeling quite the same, we always talk about how mentality does a blood panel to find out what you're needing and what you're dealing with. Well, they follow that up, by the way. I think it's like every 8 to 10 weeks, they follow it up again to make sure that, one, the program's working, two, that you're responding the right way. And they always ask you how you feeling. Went in today, had results from a blood panel, and numbers were down where they needed to be down, which was good. Other numbers were up, but it was great to know. It was great to have the information that not only am I feeling good, but that the program's working and that they're always involved.
Yeah, you're right. They stay on top of it. They stay on top of your health so that way you know where you're at on certain things. And if you are low on testosterone, you may not know it until you go and get checked out, but you will feel maybe low on energy. Maybe you're a little bit down. Maybe you're irritable constantly. Maybe you're constantly frustrated. It's like, hey, I don't know what's going on with me. Okay, check with your doctor. Check with your physician. Head down to Mentality, too. If you tell them how you're feeling, they'll draw up the blood work for you, take a look at the numbers, and if you are low on testosterone, like Jamie and I were, they'll put you on their program, and it doesn't take long before all of a sudden you're like, man, I hadn't worked out in a while before I went down to Mentality, and almost I'm like, I'm revving to go. Got into the gym again, and everything kind of falls into place. But you do have to go down to Mentality. Jamie, 2 locations, one in Chesterfield, one in South County, or you can visit lowtusa.com. But when you head down to talk to the great people in Mentality, tell them Jamie and Anthony sent you. Cardinals fall today at Comerica Park, 4-1. Miles Michaelis started that one, and not great overall. Unfortunate day there again for the offense. Wilson Contreras hit a home run, solo shot to make it 3-1 in the top of the fourth, but that was all the runs the Cardinals would scratch across today. Against Kenta Maeda, who had been roughed up in previous games. I mean, his overall numbers were not great coming in today. And then, of course, he looked like second half Kenta Maeda from a year ago. So the Cardinals fall 4-1. Jamie at one point came into the office and said, guys, did you hear what John Mozeliak said about Dylan Carlson? And we all looked at him and said, save it. Save it for the air. Here's what Mo said. We'll let you hear the audio, and then we'll let Jamie Rivers rant.
Try not to vomit.
Well, I think, the season began, tough road trips, but overall feel pretty good about where the club is. Obviously, from an offensive standpoint, we want to figure out a way to be able to score more runs, put some points on the board.
Smart.
But, you think about our starting pitching and what we've been able to see out of that and the bullpen. We're pretty excited about where we are given the injuries that we've had. And obviously getting somebody like Dylan Carlson back will be a boost for this club. And so hopefully by the end of the week or sometime early next week, we'll see him.
All right, Jamie, your thoughts?
Where do I begin? One, we're satisfied, or what did he say? We're happy with where we're at as a club.
Team's been injured.
Injured, so overall, everything were good. And then, we had a chance to add a guy like Dylan Carlson to the lineup. It's a guy you literally said is your fourth outfielder, maybe even fifth, depending on who's going, if Tommy Edman's healthy or not.
Yeah.
Now it's Siani, Edman, you got Donovan, you got Newbar. Like Jordan Walker not in the mix anymore, but he was. So nobody knew where Dylan Carlson fit in, including the Cardinals, for that matter. Going into spring training, it was pretty clear that he was competing for a spot on the roster. And he got hurt. He got run over by the Jordan Walker train, which may have been on purpose now that I think about it. But either way, Dylan Carlson hits the shelf, and now you're excited to bring him back. He's going to be a boost for your team. Really?
Yeah.
Where? From the left side of the plate? No, I don't think so. And this is not about Dylan Carlson for me. It's not, because like if Dylan Carlson's listening, which I know he has the app, he does listen as much as he possibly can.
Not anymore.
But this is not about Dylan Carlson. It's about the front office and just, again, like, I just feel like Mo just can't get out of his own way. Like, the way he worded that, almost like the season so far has been a success. And the offense got to get going, but we're going to get a big boost from Dylan Carlson. Really? What? Where's the boost coming from? Offensively, Carey?
Listen. Listening to that, you were right. It did make me feel bad. Make me feel uncomfortable. He said we're excited about where we are.
Yeah.
Well, where the hell did you think you were going to be if this is exciting? There's no way in hell you're excited.
We thought we'd be minus 85 in run differential.
Where did you think you were going to be if this is exciting?
Place in your division right now.
Yeah.
What did you think they were going to be 6 out of 5 teams? Where did you think you were going to be if dead last excites you? Help me understand that.
That's the thing, Carey, is I can't explain it, which is why we just had to listen to that
So
audio.
yesterday, my good friend over there, Anthony, said, you can't help how he talks. He can't help it. You're telling me he can't help but saying dumb things like this? There's no way he had to say that? He had to say we're excited? You're telling me that he had to say that?
Now I feel
attacked. Who the hell is excited about being 14 and 17?
You did defend him.
The only way you're excited about being 14 and 17 is if you thought you were going to be in single digits like the Miami Marlins for wins at this point.
What I meant.
He can't help but say that. He can't help how he talks.
What I meant was,
come on!
He can't help but tick everybody off.
Oh!
The text line's crushing him right now for saying points on the board.
I don't like the injury thing either. Well, we've had some injuries. As if the Cardinals are the only team ever, always, to have injuries, and they can never overcome them. You can't overcome because you typically have no depth. You have nobody ready to go in the minors. It's the same cycle over and over and over again. But, Carey, I want to apologize to you.
Thank you.
And everybody else when I said Mo can't help but be arrogant and talk down to people. That's just who he is.
And how about just saying things that are just flat out like, my goodness.
Are we not watching the same thing?
Do you think he's trolling us?
I would so appreciate that. I would love. I want to see Mo and get him the Be Patient shirt, and I want him to wear that and just say, you know what, this is who I am. The hell with y'all.
Right.
I am this way. I don't give a damn if you don't like it. I'm here. Be the heel. That's fine. But don't make me feel like am I not? Are you excited about where we are right now?
Oh, I love the show. The Fast Lane, I love you guys.
The St. Louis Cardinals, are you excited about where they are right now?
Oh, God, no.
Are you excited?
Oh, yeah, thrilled.
He's wearing the T-shirt.
Marshy? He is. He's obviously representing.
You know what? I actually thought they were going to win today.
On.
So I thought it would be like, hey, this is going to be great. Birds on the bat, another series win. I was trying to be positive. I really was.
Thank you.
Then I showed up to the office, and Miles Michaels had 100 pitches in 3 innings.
No,
I was like, oh, boy.
That's not good.
No. Typically not. No, not efficient. No. So, Dylan Carlson coming back, giving you a boost.
It's like making a trade.
It's kind of like making a trade.
This is more like a waiver pickup.
Dylan Carlson at one point was a top prospect.
Cold dead hands, Anthony.
Damn right.
That's why we don't have Juan Soto.
It could have been a 1 for 1. One for one deal. All right, is it Jake?
Jake, yes.
Jake from State Farm is going to challenge, Carey, Jamie, or me. Marsh, everything good?
Everything's great. Yeah, thanks for reminding me that I lost 6-0 yesterday.
Same offense as the Cardinals.
First of all, I care about you. Second of all, I know that you take great ownership and pride in your performances in the Gauntlet, and I know yesterday was not up to your standards. So
no, I like where I'm at.
All right,
I'm excited about where I'm at.
Good. That was so perfect.
Gauntlet next on 101 ESPN.
Four warriors, 4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you master the Gauntlet?
The Gauntlet is powered by Master, your hometown source for business communications for more than 30 years. Visit mastor.com.
403, your time check, brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler, with Carey Davis and Andrew Marsh and Jamie Rivers and Anthony Stalter. We have Jake back for round 2 of the Gauntlet. What's up, Jake?
Nothing much, guys. How's it going?
Going well. Are you walking the dog again?
I'm at home. The dog is here. My wife loved that you shouted out the dog as your third star yesterday.
Yeah. Now, what's the dog's name?
Yeah, what's the name? What kind of dog?
It's a mutt. His name is Alfred Pennyworth.
Pennyworth. Okay, nice.
Well done.
Nice. All right. Well, who do you and Alfred Pennyworth want today? Carey, Jamie, or me?
I think we're going to take on you, Anthony.
Hey, do it. Do it.
You did know it.
Yeah.
You felt it in your...
My loins, Anthony.
Gut?
Yep.
All right. Jake, good luck.
Thank you.
All right, Jake. Anthony's going to make his way to the Cone of Silence. While he's doing that, we're going to need you to tell Marshy Marsh to spin the wheel.
All right, spin that wheel, Marsh.
So, Jake, you got Anthony. Odds are you're probably going to get hockey, but what do you want?
Actually.
Which one do you want?
Anything except hockey.
Okay.
Baseball would be great.
Well, we got good news. It's going to be football today.
All right, better than hockey, I guess.
There you go. There you go. By the way, Jake, we did have a text from somebody on here claiming that they're your father and said that if you got hockey today that you were screwed.
It probably, I got pressure. I told people I was on today, so that probably was my father.
Nothing like dad's confidence, huh? All right, buddy. Category football. Again, each question's worth 2 points. If you use the options, answer correctly, it's 1 point. If you get it wrong, you get it wrong. If we're tied after 4 questions, we'll go to a tiebreaker, and we will get a winner here in the Gauntlet. Jake, you ready?
Ready.
All right, buddy. Football again. Question number 1.
Oh, what the hell is this?
That was way too much to read.
Excuse me, Andrew. Can you refrain, please? It's a very serious gauntlet. Now we'll start over. Category football. Question number 1. How many Super Bowls have the Vikings lost in their history?
Well, I know they've won 0. So I'm going to go ahead and guess they've been to... I'm going to go ahead and say 2. Final answer.
All right, thank you.
The last time they lost, speaking of the Vikings, the last time they lost the Super Bowl, who beat them in 1976?
I'm just going to take a shot and say the Pittsburgh Steelers. Final answer.
Dude, what is this? Question number 3. The last time the Vikings were in the playoffs, which team beat them and won their only playoff game since 2011?
Oh, man. The New York Football Giants. Final answer.
All right, 4th and final question. The Vikings were in the NFC Championship in 2017, only to lose to which team?
2015 would have been the Philadelphia Eagles. Final answer.
All right. Thank you, Jake.
Who wrote these questions?
Are they fired, Marsh?
I can't do that. Only Jamie can.
That was incredible. All right, we got Anthony coming back in here from the Cone of Silence.
Hey, Anthony.
Hey.
Anthony looked a little lonely today in the Cone of Silence.
Yeah, nobody's in there. Mike Ryder's in Texas or something.
Galveston, I heard. All right, Anthony. Categories football.
Oh.
You better pack a lunch, though.
Okay. I haven't had football in a while.
Ready?
Ready.
Okay, here we go. Question 1. How many Super Bowls have the Vikings lost in their history?
At one point I said 6. That was too many. 3 or 4. They have lost 3 or 4. I think it's
shot clock.
4. Final answer. 4. Final answer.
Okay.
The last time they lost a Super Bowl, who beat them in 1976? Speaking of the Vikings.
Losing again.
Yeah.
Who beat the Vikings in 1976, you ask? Options.
Is it the Oakland Raiders, the Pittsburgh Steelers, or the Miami Dolphins?
76. All three teams would have been good. Would you say Steelers, Dolphins, or Raiders?
Raiders, yep.
I think it was the Raiders. Raiders, final answer.
Question number 3. The last time the Falcons were... No, I'm kidding. The last time the Vikings were in the playoffs, which team beat them and won their only playoff game since 2011?
Which team beat the Vikings in the playoffs? That was the Giants. That was the Daniel Jones game. When Daniel Jones thoroughly outplayed Kirky regular season's Cousins. So, yeah, Giants, final answer.
I'll look up these stats.
All right, final question. The Vikings were in the NFC Championship in 2017, only to lose to which team?
Nicky Foles and the Eagles, final answer.
All right, let's go over these.
Carey, you and I watched that game from Westport Social, I think.
Yeah. Good recall.
I thought the Vikings were going to win.
I did too.
I said, Nick Foles.
Not a chance.
He's not winning this game.
Yep.
Case Keenum was going to bring the Vikings to the promised land.
He did it.
I remember being really excited after that first drive.
Oh, yeah.
And my day was ruined after that. Yeah. By the way, Daniel Jones did outplay Kirk Cousins in that game.
And he will again.
I don't know who made these questions.
You gotta have a Stern talking to.
But I may have just given them a raise.
Wow.
Question number 4. The Vikings were in the NFC Championship in 2017, only to lose to which team? Jake, you said the Eagles. Anthony, you said the Eagles. Answer is...
the Philadelphia Eagles.
Philadelphia Eagles. Nobody needed the options.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. Question 3.
Nice job, Jake.
The last time the Vikings were in the playoffs, which team beat them and won their only playoff game since 2011?
Ouch.
Jake, you said the Giants. Anthony, you said the Giants. Neither of you used the options. Answer is...
Yeah, it's Daniel Jones and the New York Football Giants. Threw for 301 yards, rushed for 78. Kirk Cousins, 273 yards.
Respectable.
Rushed for nothing. Both had 2 touchdowns.
Nice. Any picks?
No picks.
No, because Kirk ain't going to throw into coverage. He's going to make sure it's nice and safe.
That's your quarterback.
High completion percentage for Kirky?
31 for 39.
Yep.
Pretty good.
You know what you're getting.
Good.
You know exactly what you're getting.
Really wish it would have been 32 for 39.
We'll check down Charlie.
All right, question 2. Last time they lost a Super Bowl, who beat them in 1976? Jake, without the options, you said the Steelers.
Uh-oh.
Anthony, with the options, you said the Raiders. Answer is...
an option.
The Raiders.
Raiders. So, 5-4, Anthony, heading into the final question of the day. How many Super Bowls have the Vikings lost in their history? Jake, without the options, you said 2. Anthony, without the options, you said 4. If Jake is right, he'll win today. Obviously, if Anthony's right, he'll win. Or if neither player is right, Anthony wins.
Come on, 3 or 4.
Answer is...
It's 4.
Jake.
You have chosen poorly.
You lose. He's so frustrated with these questions.
Marsh, that was...
anticlimactic.
I felt like something was taken away there. I mean, 1, I got the question right. 2, we won as a team.
Hey guys,
I felt bad for Jake and his dog. He beat you 6-0 yesterday. Absolute drubbing. That's all right. You know, his dog's name's Alfred Pennyworth.
I honored you.
It's a cool name.
It's a revenge spot. Vengeance was served.
Yeah, these questions really
Guys,
tick
we
me
got
off,
Jake on the
Anthony.
line still. How about you have a
Sorry.
little compassion
You're
here?
right, Jake. I'm
job,
sorry.
Jake.
Go ahead. Good job, Jake.
All right, thanks, guys. I got to study up on my Vikings.
Apparently, yeah.
I want to watch them.
Sorry, Jake.
Take care, buddy. Take care of that dog.
All right, guys. Thanks.
Good one.
Thanks.
Poor Jake, he's got to listen to you guys just tap dancing all over his grave. Like, what the hell's going on?
I gave Jake credit. He tap danced all over Marsh yesterday.
Boy, did he ever. But
Are you serious? First, you make fun of my hat. Now you're making fun of my team.
I didn't.
Then you're making fun of my performance yesterday. What's going on here?
Listen, just stating a fact isn't really making fun of
Question,
it. Is it?
text from the 661. Marshall lost yesterday and today with these questions.
Apparently, it hasn't lost as much as the Vikings. So.
Oh,
Marshall, come on. You know what? Let's talk about your favorite team who won a playoff game for the first time in my lifetime.
Who's that?
The Lions.
The Lions.
It's not my favorite team. They're my new team.
No, this guy.
My real team, there's a documentary called Dynasty. Check it out.
Yeah, look where they're at now.
It's a rebuild, you know? Got to go through that every now and then. You know, you guys been doing it for the whole time.
4.
Wow, Jamie. And I wonder why you bounced around so much from team to team. Such a great team player you are.
Yeah. I never talked to my teammates that way.
You probably did.
Yeah, the ones that deserved it, yes.
Oh, man.
Hey, here's an early criticism. From the 636, Team Fastlane has worse vibes than the Cardinals right now.
Oh,
That is not true.
That's not true.
You know what?
Further from the truth.
Let me. Hey, listen. We like to, crush each other from time to time because nobody's safe.
What did you say?
But we, in the book. Well, I was going to say. Hold on. I was going to say we like to get on each other from time to time.
That's what he wanted you to say.
That's what he wanted me to say. So I crush, which is really not in the same zip code as what I was going to say.
Well said.
I had to pivot.
He would have preferred.
I have to think of every single thing and how it could be misconstrued by the guy to my right. He's done way more.
I don't even talk
about Carey like that.
You're to my direct right.
Yeah.
Well, where is he? To your right.
He's to right center.
There you go.
What I was going to say, though, is in the fall book, we got first. Cardinals haven't sniffed first place in 3 years.
That's a good point, Anthony.
Well,
fast.
Actually, it was winter book, I think it was.
It was the winter book.
It was the winter book.
Hot.
Yeah,
Just
thank
keep
you.
going with that.
Yeah.
You're good.
Anyways, thanks for listening. How long would you run with this offense before you make a change? I would have made a change a year ago by trading Goldschmidt for pitching. That's just a preview of the next segment. Next on 101 ESPN. we got accused of playing, but nothing. We got accused of doing nothing but grab ass on this show. So we want to
sports.
We want to do a very serious segment right now, in which we address something from a texter that texted that in. So go ahead, Marsh.
Yeah. So the question heading into this segment was, how long would you run with this offense before it's time to make a change?
Yeah.
And the 314 says, you guys better answer nothing because I didn't hear one complaint about the offense. It was all about the pitching all off season.
Yeah, multiple times in the offseason, I brought up how the offense stunk last year, too. Multiple times I referenced where they finished runs in terms of how many runs they scored within the division. Multiple times I brought up how the offense needs to prove itself, too. So now what?
I can tell you this.
Well, no, hold on. Were you listening before shooting us down?
It doesn't matter how many times you said it if they didn't hear it. So
true.
That's your fault.
So you come in and out as a listener.
You didn't say it enough. You should say it once every segment, twice.
Fair.
To start every segment and to end every segment, and hopefully the listeners are present on both ends. Okay. If not, then it's your fault, Anthony, because you have to be better. You too much grab ass going on in this studio. Okay,
it's not Anthony's fault.
No,
it established earlier it was Mo's fault. Everything's Mo's fault.
Well, no, Carey's right.
In here, Mo doesn't run this show.
Too.
Yeah, so Anthony, you being the fearless leader, this is on you for not doing it enough.
You're right.
So to begin and end every segment, Jamie and I won't listen because we don't hear anything.
Sure.
But make sure you and we probably like the texter as well. He or she's not listening either. You make sure you let that texter know that the offense is not good enough, and you said it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna.
Carey, thank you.
No problem.
I do hold myself accountable.
Thank you. I'm gonna hold brothers. I'm gonna hold you accountable as well on that.
And I'm gonna hold myself accountable here right now. Yeah, I really didn't think the offense was going to be a problem.
You didn't watch them last year?
I did, but Carey, in all honesty, I thought that it was kind of an outlier. I thought, Nolan Gorman, he had some pop, showed promise. Jordan Walker showed promise. So I thought, okay, these guys are going to continue to get better. Now, Gorman's back was a little bit of a concern, but you're like, okay, he's got an off season.
Drop the popcorn.
Yeah, he should probably pick that back up.
Goldie had a bad season, but I thought Goldie will be Goldie when all's said and done. I thought Nolan Arenado would come back with a little more fire in his belly because he didn't have a good season and he told people he wasn't happy. And usually those guys who are Hall of Fame type players, when they get that chip on their shoulder, you think, okay, he's going to come back with something better than what he was last year. Thought Tommy Edman would be like, I went down and I was like, okay, I wasn't completely.
You didn't know Tommy Edman wasn't going to be.
No, but
was going to be hurt.
The bigger point for me is I didn't think the offense would be the main source of the problems. I just didn't, because the pitching area was such a problem that it needed to be addressed. And even then, we're like, yeah, we're critical of it, but. And this is just me speaking of myself and my opinion and my accountability. I didn't think the offense was going to be this bad from last year. I thought there would be an uptick. I thought it would be different. I was focused on the pitching and the defensive side of the game, and I guess I was 100% wrong.
Well, I will agree with you there. I think everyone, for the most part, except for our texter, thought that the pitching would be the problem because it was so bad last year. And looking at it now, and I said this earlier, in reality, we would be in the same position as last year if the pitching had not been better. So I guess the hitting is culpable in this team's inability to score runs, to win games, to do all things positive on a baseball field.
We did talk about the offense. I don't know. I Jamie, I appreciate you being honest with that.
Yeah.
How your feelings were on that, and you're right.
I never harped on the offense.
I talked about that. I said I would have traded Goldschmidt a year ago. Why?
I did too.
Because you needed pitching. Carey did too. You needed pitching, and you don't know what you're going to get out of a 37-year-old at some point. So I really don't know what to tell you on that. Did I predict that the offense would be one of the worst in Major League Baseball? No. Should I have? I guess so, according to this texter. But, I don't know what to tell you, man.
We just got to be better, Anthony.
You're right.
And we will.
So,
on out.
What changes would you make? What changes can you make?
Well, at this point,
you can adjust the lineup all you want. It's the same conversation we had a year ago. So I'll refrain from the Titanic, statement and go with what BT said earlier, probably a little safer. You can rearrange the cards in your hand as much as you want, but if you got 7 deuce offsuit, there's nothing you can do.
You can pray for a couple of deuces or 7s.
Or get out of the damn hand.
Anthony, what do you...
They can't get out of the hand right now. They're in it.
Right.
Anthony, what's your response to one of our texters from the 618 that says you wouldn't have gotten anything for Goldie?
I don't agree with that.
A year ago at the deadline?
No, that is incorrect.
With a year, with a full season and you're kidding me.
Yeah, that's absolutely incorrect.
I asked you,
it's
what
ludicrous.
Would you say?
I would say that you don't know what you're talking about. With all due respect, and I did say with all due respect.
You had to add that.
I don't
think you have to.
What would you have got from Goldie a year ago?
Wanted.
Are you kidding me? Are you thinking of Goldie now?
Yeah.
Because if you're thinking of Goldie now, you got me. But a year ago?
Yeah.
Jamie, I brought this up in May last year.
You were right. I didn't like it, but you were right.
Thank you. But you would have got something for a contender would have looked at Goldie with a year plus left on the deal and have given you something.
Well, they want to know what you would have gotten. The texter doubling down says, "Name what you'd have gotten."
Name a prospect. Yeah. I don't know. You would have gotten a top tier pitching prospect for Paul Goldschmidt.
I agree.
You could have maybe even gotten a 2
I don't know. Name a team.
You may have even been able to get a 2 or a 3 out of a team.
You got so the Dodgers.
What did you give up for Monty?
You got
Harrison Bader.
Yes.
So imagine for Paul Goldschmidt, like if Jordan Montgomery was where you're at for that trade, you can't tell me Paul Goldschmidt doesn't fetch you at least a Jordan Montgomery-esh pitcher.
That's a great point. Albeit injured at the time, but you gave up a starting center fielder for a number 4 at the time. Now Montgomery obviously became more than that, but you would have gotten a top pitching prospect for Goldschmidt. It may have had to be a 1-for-1. But you would have gotten a top flight starting pitcher, a prospect.
I think you could have gotten an established pitcher. Again, I'm going to go back to Harrison Bader. Harrison Bader got you Jordan Montgomery.
But I don't think a contender, like I'm talking about a contender, I don't think a contender is going to give you a starting pitcher.
Who says you have to trade to a contender? We have a team that's on the cusp of it, though.
I think you would have had to roll the dice that it would be a top prospect.
It's fine.
From a pitching
I was just
standpoint.
trying to help you, Anthony, but that's fine.
You did help me.
That's fine.
So where do they go now?
I just want my help.
They make some shifts in the lineup.
Want your help.
Thank you. Good job. Nice. Sounds good.
Appreciate it.
Good job, guys. Way to work that out.
Thank
peacefully. Not like in the room back there.
I got worked out.
Yeah, it did too. You don't have much you can do if guys aren't going to perform. So, I like Jamie's idea of moving the lineup around. I know they love Brendan Donovan as the number 1 hitter. Yeah, I know they like him at the top of their lineup. Yes, sir.
I'm sorry. I'm still thinking of this text. Can we circle back to it?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
How do you like it now? What would you have gotten? You would have gotten something.
You
would have gotten young pitching help.
Maybe
How do you like it now?
No, they weren't a contender.
Where his value is next to nothing now, and you're hoping that the guy figures it out before the trade deadline, but you're not going to deal him now. Now he's a rental.
Here's the thing.
How do you like it now? Do you like what you're seeing now?
And they're going to re-sign Paul Goldschmidt.
Oh, boy.
They're not going to let him walk. If you are going to let him walk,
factory of sadness. With
I'm telling you the
truth.
You're
the Cleveland Browns right now.
I'm just being honest. You've seen this story. You've seen this. It's been written. They're going to re-sign him. He's going to have a hot month, and they're going to wait till maybe May, maybe now, June.
It might have to warm up even more than that.
They're going to re-sign him. If they weren't going to re-sign him, they would have been looking to move him last year, because that would have made more sense. They're going to re-sign him to a contract.
I don't know how you guys feel, but let's talk about something else.
Yeah, please.
Let's talk about something else. I don't want to be this way. The Cardinals have made me this way, and they've made Jamie this way and Carey this way. So let's talk about something else. All right?
What do you want to talk about, Anthony?
Let's talk about the Blues.
Yeah,
oh, God. Is that what you put on here? You put a Blues segment on here now?
We have the Blues. Plenty of other things we can do.
They're not playing upward.
Are they?
In the offseason?
Yeah, they see all the Swedish guys are signing.
Oh, yeah.
What playoff team style of play can the Blues emulate with their current group of players?
Who's going?
Jamie will
We'll
talk
figure that out next.
ESPN.
If you are currently looking for replacement windows, maybe it's just some damage or old windows that you have, or maybe you're remodeling and you're looking for a bigger, better window, head over to Window World. They are the preferred window of the St. Louis Blues. Let's not forget that they are also ranked #1 in number of windows sold in the country by Qualified Remodeler magazine. Why do they sell so many windows? Because they do an unbelievable job and their product is fantastic. I was over there at the showroom not too long ago, and one of the owners had me stand on one of the windows just to prove a point that Window World gives you an awesome window. It's a double-strength glass you just don't find in your ordinary replacement window. So that means less breakage. It means better efficiency, hopefully keeping more money in your pocket. And the customer service part is what they pride themselves on, to where the technician's going to go out to your home, going to measure the windows properly. Then you get a custom-built window to fit exactly the way it should. You don't have to worry about any air or water leaking in. Window World does an amazing job of installing those windows and making sure that you're perfectly satisfied. They also offer 18 months same-as-cash financing with approved credit. So please give them a call today. Their number's 314-993-1800. That's 314-993-1800, or visit them at windowworldstlouis.com.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cardinals lose 2 of 3 against the Tigers after a 4-1 loss earlier today. Steven Matz, it was announced that he will go for an MRI tomorrow after giving up 4 earned runs, 7 hits through 3 1/3 last night. We talked a little bit about that with Brad Thompson. If you missed that interview, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. Just head to the podcast page and you'll find all of our interviews and full shows there. And it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. The Cardinals are off tomorrow. They'll take on the Chicago White Sox on Friday with a first pitch at 7:15. Tonight on 101 ESPN, you can listen to Game 5 between the Dallas Stars and the Vegas Golden Knights. Pregame starts at 6 o'clock. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at Londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. What?
He's like,
hey, can you guys stop playing grab ass over there?
He's like my brother. We're like, I did it. What is it?
Well, Carey's complaining it's hot as hell in here. And all I hear every time is, it's so cold. But
today is hot. It is hot.
I don't know if it's broken. We may have to go to the office and get a couple of those fans in here.
I'm sweating. And I know normally when you turn it down, it's like 30 degrees in here. So
there's no in between. There never has been.
No.
In this studio.
It's either hot or cold.
That's not your opportunity to just pile on, Anthony.
He wasn't blaming you.
I wasn't blaming you at all.
Would you rather be hot or cold?
He wasn't blaming you.
Who is he blaming for the cold air in here?
The HVAC system?
Both of you disgust me.
Would you rather be hot or cold?
Cold.
Oh, yeah.
So think about this
right now.
is when you're cold, you can always add clothes.
Yes, for sure.
When you're hot, I mean, you can get naked, but then after that, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I don't know,
hot
man.
here, buddy.
What Carey's about to show us.
Now you're about to find out.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Whoa.
Our Alliance team's going to get more than they bargained for with the YouTube channel.
No kidding.
Yep.
No kidding. All right, which playoff team's style in the NHL can the Blues emulate with their current group of players? I would say nobody. How about you?
I mean, obviously not, because you didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah.
So it's pretty tough to try and sell that used car to anybody.
How about if we just eliminate with their current group of players? Okay, like let's take where they're at now, and then they can add.
You would have to work with the current group of players. Like who stylistically, who could they match up with or build their game around?
Do you want me to answer that for you?
Please do.
Nobody.
Okay. Come on, you got to be somebody. Maybe like the knockoff version. Like you got the name brand version, and then you got the instead of Captain Crunch, you got
Captain Munch.
Crunch, yeah.
It's a good one.
The other night, the Kings, they played really good defense and couldn't score.
Right.
I don't know if could the Blues do that. They seem more of the complete opposite, where they score but they also give up goals.
Yeah, that's because defensively they're not great.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, that's not good.
Clear up some things for you guys.
You are the one that does clear things.
Yeah, darn right. Absolutely. Clear camp coming 2025.
Synergy Hockey.
SynergyHockeySkills.com.
45.
Whenever.
So here's the good news.
Either way.
The good news is you have the goaltender position figured out, which, as you see in the playoffs, there are some really good hockey teams that still don't have it figured out. The Colorado Avalanche have a really good hockey team, and they have a very middling goalie in Georgiev.
I don't know how they won that series based off of his play in game one.
Hellebuck was worse than him.
He was.
So that's how they won.
Can I help out? 6 goals last night helped.
6 goals certainly helps.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Yeah, ask how they won.
Scored more
Anthony,
than the
that
other
guy
team.
couldn't make a save.
No, of course not. But when you can't make a save or you can't defend, can you score 6 goals and win?
Yeah, no, they definitely can.
Yeah.
Colorado can. Not many teams apart from them. The Oilers, there's a couple of high-flying teams that'll do it, but let's be honest, most of the games that you're watching, teams are locking it down pretty good. And I think that that's where the difference is for the Blues is roster depth is not there yet. And their defensive core, we talked about it yesterday, you need trees instead of shrubs sometimes. And a guy that, I mentioned Zadorov is a guy that the Blues could potentially target in the offseason. I'm going to throw you another name. And this guy comes highly recommended by a guy who is his head coach in Bruce Cassidy. This guy, for the Vegas Golden Knights, Braden McNabb, he's got 1 year left on his deal at $2.85 million. We know that the Vegas Golden Knights are going to have to clean house. They have to get rid of some money. They will never fit under the salary cap as they're currently constructed. Now, do they have some UFAs that are going to hit? Yes, they do. But they're also going to have to make sure that they continue to keep putting players back. And we know that owner, the biggest, flashiest toy out there, he's going to go try and sign that player or trade for that player pretty much at all cost. And I look at a guy like Braden McNabb, and he's a monster. Is he 6'4", 230? Yeah, 6'4", 230. And he's moving the puck well. He would be an unbelievable third pair D pairing for the Blues. I think that's the direction you have to go in. The Blues have to become much more of a lockdown type. That's my computer again, isn't it? No, it isn't. No, I heard something.
Yeah, so did I.
The Blues have to become a much more lockdown team. You can't play off the rush like that. You watch the playoffs right now, all the teams that are successful, that are really going to be competitive for the Cup, they're putting the puck in. They go to work in the offensive zone. They've got good, solid defensemen. They've got difference makers out there when it comes to power play time. And the Blues just aren't there yet. It's not a knock on them at all. But you look at Robert Thomas, even a player like Jordan Kyrou. Look at William Nylander with the Toronto Maple Leafs. He's a version of Jordan Kyrou. So people say, well, trade for William Nylander. What's he doing? He hasn't done much in Toronto this year in the playoffs. So for me, changing your roster just a little bit and focusing on building from your goaltender out and being solid defensively, that certainly gets you into the playoffs.
Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter, Carey Davis. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We have our Sports Six-Pack coming up, 314-399-9646 of the Air Comfort Service text line. To get a question for us, leave it there. We'll hit it in our Sports Six-Pack next.
time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is now.
All right, time for the Sports Six-Pack here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter, and here's Andrew Marsh with your questions via the Air Comfort Service text line.
Question number 1.
From the 314, with the recent success of Tyler O'Neill in Boston, who should the Cardinals view as the problem from this? Ollie Marmol or Tyler O'Neill?
Tyler O'Neill, because he couldn't stay healthy. So you move on from players that are unable to stay healthy. And again, if Tyler O'Neill goes and wins a batting championship, goes on to win another Gold Glove, goes on to be top 5 in MVP voting, you tip your cap and you say congratulations, good job staying healthy for an entire season. But he was hurt.
Right.
You can't keep that guy around. You gave him more than enough opportunities. Hopefully he figured it out how to stay healthy, and other than running into a teammate in the outfield, he's been pretty good this year.
Yeah, and I as much as Tyler O'Neill is having a good year, I'd like to set the number at, I think, 85%. It might even be higher, of Cardinal Nation that was ready to move on from Tyler O'Neill.
I agree.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, if the number's clearly over 65%, that means that you made the right move.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in hindsight now, what if we had him right now? Okay, but what if he was injured again?
Right.
And so I think that's the biggest thing for me, is that not only Cardinal Nation, but the Cardinals as an organization, I think everybody was ready. It's like, it's time. Sonny, pack your stuff. It's time to move out. We're done.
Right.
I don't hate you. We're still friends. All that stuff. We'll share the dog on weekends, but it's time for you to go. I think that's the way it feels with Tyler O'Neill.
I think the Cardinals wanted him to be healthy and great and be a part of their offense for the foreseeable future. One of the reasons why you trade guys like Randy Rosarina or Lane Thomas or whoever is because you feel great about the outfielders that you have. And Tyler O'Neill is one of them. And they gave him, he finished 8th in the MVP voting the 1 year. Then he had 2 more years here in St. Louis. It's not like they moved on from him quickly. It doesn't surprise me that he's having a little bit of success. We've seen pockets of success for Tyler O'Neill. Can he stay healthy? We'll find out.
If he's able to stay healthy, that would lead me to question why he was unable to stay healthy here, though. And I know I mentioned this before, but if you have guys who have kind of the same injuries, multiple injuries, whether it's back, lower back, oblique is going to happen from swinging the bat. But certain injuries, chronic, that happen over and over again, I would start questioning, well, how are you training? How are you working to alleviate that, to make sure it's not happening? But you go elsewhere and you're able to stay healthy. That, to me, would just pique my interest.
Yeah, I understand where you're headed with it. The same token, sometimes as an athlete, and you know this, Carey, sometimes as an athlete, you figure things out as you get older.
But you also may have strength and conditioning coaches that have figured things out in a better way.
It's possible.
Or, a training staff that has figured out things. I'm not
tough.
pointing fingers at the Cardinals and saying you guys haven't done X, Y, or Z, but it would lead me to question. It would be a question that I would ask him if I were able to. What changed? Why were you able to stay healthy there and not here?
The season's barely begun here. He's already been hurt. Now, that wasn't his fault. He ran into a teammate and whatnot. But it's still to be determined.
Yeah.
How the season will go.
It's looking good, pretty good, though.
He's always had the ability, Carey.
Richie Palacios. Yeah. Question 2, please.
Question number 2.
Okay, here's a good one. This is from the Water Boy. If the Cardinals get swept by the White Sox, who gets fired or sent down? If the Cardinals sweep the White Sox, are all of our concerns gone?
No.
If they get swept by the White Sox,
if they sweep the Cardinals, or I'm sorry, if the Cardinals sweep the White Sox, are all the concerns gone? No, of course not.
Yeah, we throw out extensions all over the place.
Well, the Cardinals will, absolutely.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
If they get swept,
if they get
by
swept,
the 6-25 Chicago White Sox.
What are you going to do? I mean, realistically, I get it.
I won't be here.
Realistically, what are you going to do? You gave
Probably
Ollie
go to Dallas or something.
Yeah,
you gave Ollie a contract extension, so you're not doing anything there. Mo, what? What are you going to do? You're not going to fire the general man, the president of baseball operations after one bad series.
If you get swept by the White Sox,
what are you going to do?
You have to listen. Somebody. I've said this time and time again. You know, bad players, bad situations get good coaches fired. I don't think Ollie would be the one.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody is going to have to face the music.
Fire Daniel Descalso?
Yeah, probably not him either.
Send a message. Why not? Him and Fred Bird.
They'll fire Turner Gill.
Fred Bird. Turner
Gill's got to go.
Football coach.
Get him out.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll fire anyone, but it would be, I mean, for a season that's just beginning, so it would be the low point.
Look, I get it.
Even if you lose the series,
yeah, it would be terrible. The White Sox are one of the worst. They're on track to being one of the worst teams in baseball history.
Yeah.
So it would be horrible. You could fire Turner Ward. Jamie kind of alluded to this point yesterday, though. Everybody wanted Albert gone. Jeff Albert, not Albert.
You better make sure you get
I thought that would be understood.
You would, but you never know.
Yeah. Okay, so you fire the hitting coach. I got no problem with that. I used to say, and you know what I said? I said the same thing with Albert and Mabry before that when everybody was complaining about the hitting coach. Okay, go ahead. Go for it. Then what? Carey's made this point for years now. At some point, you have to produce if you're a player. What is Turner Ward going to tell Paul Goldschmidt that he doesn't already know? He can help. He can provide the video. He can provide the numbers and all that. But at some point, Goldschmidt's got to figure it out within the box. So you can fire Turner Ward, and some fans will be, yeah, at least they did something. Okay.
But did it actually make you better?
Did it actually exactly? Did it make you better?
For one, I'm pretty excited about this team.
What is a move?
I'm excited.
What is a move? Here's a question for you. Besides signing, okay, no, even this. What is a move that they have made over the last 2 years that has resulted in this team being significantly better?
Signing Albert Pujols.
Okay, that was 3 years ago.
Okay. Signing Sonny Gray.
Great. Where are you?
Last, but we're still early.
All right.
Oh.
You could say signing Wills Contreras.
Oh, Mo. Good
I
to see
hate
you,
this
Mo.
team. Nice to see you too. The guy they tried to run out of town after the first.
Yeah. You've
month
had
of the
good
season.
signings, but it has still resulted in them where?
I don't know. Last place.
Let me make an overall point here. My overall point is that I think we keep trying to, it's this, it's that, it's this, it's that. You have a wholesale problem. You have a wholesale problem. The roster isn't good enough. The front office has not been good enough. Your coaching staff has not been good enough.
I feel like you, Marsh. You're right. I hate this team. Love them so much it hurts.
There you go.
Yeah. It's hard.
All right.
Question number 3.
From the 314, what is a giveaway you would like to see from any of the organizations? What is one you don't want to see anymore? This texter hates the tumblers. They have plenty.
Do y'all remember the, what was it, Lou Brock hats, the fan hat?
Oh, yeah, the Brock umbrellas.
Brock umbrella, yeah.
Oh, yeah? You like that one?
Yeah, give me one of those.
I like those little Cardinal hats. the little Cardinal hat that Lance Lynn was wearing. BT and Chip Carey were wearing them as well.
Oh, okay.
On the
Yeah.
broadcast. Those look pretty cool.
Fred Bird hat?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if there's ever been a giveaway that, when I was a kid, it was different. But now as an adult, I don't know if there's been one where I'm like, yeah, this is awesome. I don't know. I love it so much. I'm going to cherish it forever.
The giveaway?
Yeah.
I'd really like Bud Bash tickets. You want some Bud Bash tickets?
Yeah.
Well, you have an opportunity right now to win a 4-pack of tickets to next Tuesday night's Bud Bash game for Cardinals versus Mets. It's the next Bud Bash game of the 2024 season. It includes a limited edition Tony Womack bobblehead. Text in now to 314-399-9646 to win the Bud Bash tickets for Cardinals and Mets on May 7th. And you can get all the details on this season's series of Bud Bash cards games now at cardinals.com/promotion. So here is your trivia question for the Bud Bash tickets. How many teams did Tony Womack play for in his major league career? How many teams did he play for in his major league career? If you have the correct answer, text in, again, to the Air Comfort Service text line. If you're the 101st text with the correct answer, you'll win those Bud Bash tickets. Cardinals lose today. They dropped the series against the Tigers. What went wrong? What went right? We'll talk about it next on 101 ESPN. .502, your time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler with Carey Davis Andrew Marsh, Jamie Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter. It's a new month, gentlemen, which means we need a new set of listeners to have our Bet the Board drafts for the month of May. Marsh won the month last month, I should say. So nice job, Marsh. Congratulations on your April title.
Thank you.
Is that back-to-back months now?
Back-to-back.
He's a back-to-back champ. So let's see if Brian, who has the first selection for this month, chooses Marsh. What's up, Brian?
How you guys doing? You know, it's great days after 5 o'clock.
There you go. So you're off of work. You're ready to roll. Brian, you also have the first pick here in May. So would you like to go with Marsh to follow his picks, Carey, Jamie, or me?
You know, the easy option would be Marshy, but I like a little bit of an underdog. I'm going to go with Carey this one.
Hey, Carey the underdog.
I don't know how to feel about that.
I haven't won in a while. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
It's okay.
All right. Well, Brian,
we got it.
I like it. So, Brian, you have Carey's picks throughout the month of May.
Sounds good, Carey. Let's do some work.
Let's get to it.
There you go. All right.
I'm surprised Brian is a fellow North Dakota guy.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well,
he's got a feeling. He's got a feeling
about Carey.
Yeah, that's good. You know, first time.
Absolutely. All right. Yeah. Brian, thanks for playing. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
There you have it. And if you want to play Bet the Board, there's still 3 slots available for May. So text in to the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. You have an opportunity to draft either Marsh, Jamie, or me for the month of May picks. The Cardinals lose 4-1. They dropped the series against the Tigers. Let's start off with some positives, okay? I feel like we've been really negative, mostly Jamie and Carey and Marsh. But let's start off positively.
What you got?
What were some of the positives from this series?
You tell us.
No, I'm asking you guys.
No, you
it's your idea.
You tell us.
You
what
clearly
you
have a vision.
We're the negative one, so you tell us what you see that was so positive.
You know, Wilson Contreras touched seats.
He did.
And you had that comeback win yesterday in the game 1.
Yep, that was good.
And Kyle Gibson pitched his rear end off.
Yeah.
And the bullpen was good in the first and the third game.
Yeah. How many games did we win in that series?
1.
Okay.
Yeah, but those are all positives.
Okay.
Those are the positives I saw.
I am with you.
And
100%.
before Mason Wynn took one off his junk, he played well too.
Yeah, Paul Goldschmidt went 4 for 5 yesterday in the second game. That was a good day, getting his average up there, and you know they didn't win that game, but you know, he performed really well, and that's what we want to see.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, we want to see that.
Yeah, you guys have nailed it. Good work.
All right. Marsh?
Honestly, the only positive thing is that they didn't lose game 1 yesterday. They found a way to come back and win that game. Otherwise, we'd be talking about them getting swept.
Yeah. They could have easily gotten swept.
You're talking about a team with just some grit to it and fight. That's what they showed in game 1. I mean, Jack Flaherty struck out 14 batters. He no longer plays for the Cardinals, in case you didn't know. So that wasn't good.
Like, you deserve to lose every single game. I know you didn't lose every single game, but they deserve to lose every single one of those games.
Now, when you say that, Marsh, what do you mean by that?
Like game 1, let's see, you struck out, 14 times against your former teammate.
Right.
But I will say they managed to hit their way back into a win. Game 2, you were right there, and then your bullpen blew up. Let's see, game 3,
your starter stunk, too.
Not good enough. Yeah, your starter wasn't good. Now he's quote unquote maybe injured. Who knows? His back hurts.
Yeah.
Mostly his neck.
This is
I think from watching all the balls.
These aren't
confidence.
This is not positive.
Confidence is hurt.
By the way, I saw a tweet. I forgot who it was. It was like a picture. It was like 4 different pictures of Giovanni Gallegos when he gets into that like bowling stance after he throws a pitch and then he gets into a bowling stance, and that usually means that he's given up a home run. And we saw that yesterday.
Yeah.
When he gave up the home run.
Well, if you avoid the bowling stance, then maybe Gio's going to be fine.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe he's a good bowler, though. I don't know.
Okay. All right. The negatives for you guys.
I thought we just did those.
The other negatives for you guys.
We lost 2 out of 3.
The offense.
Yep. Not good enough.
You didn't get swept.
That's not a
negative.
Not a negative.
I know.
Marsh,
I'm just trying. I'm trying.
All right.
I'm trying my best.
Hey guys, hold on here. Let's just look at some of the statistics. Maybe it's not as bad.
I wouldn't do that, Anthony.
No, Jamie. Maybe it's not as bad as
it's probably worse.
we make it out to be. What's your favorite offensive statistic? Okay.
WRC Plus.
All right.
And that's a personal favorite of yours.
Yeah. Jamie, of course, remind the listeners what average is in Major League Baseball.
100.
100 is average. So anything above 100,
above average,
you're in good shape.
And the further you get above 100, the better
you are.
it is.
So, for example, what's one of the top offenses? What's an offense that you guys really respect in Major League Baseball?
Dodgers.
Dodgers would be number one in WRC Plus at 126.
Well,
so
they pay for their players.
They do. Yeah, Braves third at 118. Wow. So 18 percentage points above 100.
That's pretty good.
Baltimore at 119. Yeah.
Well, let's look at a team that wasn't a playoff team last year. What about the New York Yankees?
The New York, they're fifth at 116.
Okay. Oh, so it is possible to get better.
It is possible to get better. Yeah.
Wow. Spicy.
The White Sox, for example, they're the worst. They're at 73.
Where are the Cardinals? Where are the St. Louis Cardinals?
You say 73?
73 for the White Sox, yeah.
About the St. Louis Cardinals.
Believe it or not, the Marlins are 73 as well, so they're terrible. And the Rockies, even though they play at Coors, they're at 79. They're terrible.
Real quick question.
Oh, you're saying what their WRC Plus is?
Yeah.
I thought you were talking what rank they were.
No. Question. St. Louis Cardinals? The team we talk about all the time?
Anthony, where are they
at?
27th.
27th at 84.
No way.
Is that good or bad?
Did you say 84?
Yeah.
Oh, God. That's
84.
below average?
Well, yeah, 16 percentage points below
Let's look
average.
at a different statistic.
Yeah. Good call, Marshall.
Runs batted in.
Runs batted in, huh? Again, if you look at some of the top offenses, the Dodgers have 163
that's good.
RBI. Yeah,
That's
Baltimore 151. Hell, the Diamondbacks, they were in the National League the pennant, and they actually won the National League pennant last year. They're at 151. Some of your worst teams, of course, the White Sox. They've only driven in 76 runs, in the A's, who I call a minor league club, 93.
Right.
So that should cover
What about the St. Louis Cardinals? Where are they at? St. Louis Cardinals.
For runs batted in?
Yeah, they about 140, just below. You said the Dodgers were 151. Where are the Cardinals?
Yeah, 102.
10 what?
102, 102 driven in.
Why is it so low?
They rank 20.
Feels low.
They rank 28th.
It feels kind. How many teams are in Major League Baseball?
That'd be 30. Yeah, they're only above the aforementioned A's and White Sox.
Well, they gotta be up there in home runs.
Yeah, you're right, Marshall. Let's go to the home runs.
That they don't.
There we go. Baltimore, 45 home runs.
Wow.
The Phillies with 40. Oh, boy. White Sox again.
Bringing up the rear.
Bringing up the rear with 20.
About the Cardinals. Where are they at?
22.
Huh? Cardinals?
No, they have 20.
Oh, damn it.
They are tied with the White Sox. 20 home runs on the year. Dead last.
I am appalled.
Dead last. But look, we're
just nitpicking.
We're just nitpicking.
You guys.
Yeah. Throw out something else.
I don't know if you heard this earlier.
Yeah, let's slug our way out of this. Well, if you don't have home runs. Hey, good news, you're 28.
Well, Anthony, the team's getting on base. What's their OBP?
Yeah, good call on that, Marsh. Absolutely. This team is the Dodgers 351, the Braves 339, Brewers 338. So those are your top teams when it comes to getting on base.
What about the bottom teams? How are they?
Good question.
Where
The
are
White Sox, again, White Sox, terrible. Marlins and A's, awful.
Yeah.
Mariners, surprisingly, not getting on base, 296.
Yeah. Where are the Cardinals at? How are they? I mean, they clearly not driving in a lot of runs, but it's because they're leaving men stranded on base.
Absolutely.
How
they're getting on base at a 300 clip. That's good for 26 in baseball.
Ouch.
Well, what other statistics? Are there any other statistics?
Hang on, we got a lot of productive outs. That's got to count for something, right?
Oh, God.
You know what?
How about runners in scoring position left
How
on
many
base?
sacks do they have, Anthony?
No, listen, guys.
That's an interesting question.
How many sacrifices?
I think, honestly, we do too much of the newfangled statistics. Let's just go with batting average, all right?
All right.
The tried and true batting average.
Get better than that.
Hitting 219, 27th in the league.
Well, that's got to be one player.
Oh, no, that's the team.
Actually, I think I might take a 219 batting average.
219 batting average. 27th in baseball.
That's not good, guys. No,
Guys,
I mean, these numbers are.
This segment has made me extremely depressed, and I don't even want to be wearing the T-shirt that I'm wearing right now. I put this T-shirt on today, 2 birds on the bat, because I expected another series win. We didn't get it, and now I'm listening to those numbers, and I just want to go cry.
It's fine. Everything's going to be fine. Does a young athlete need to take their talents to a super team or stay in the state and develop at home? Jamie, you had been looking at the state of young athletes, especially hockey players, and kind of their road when they're young and whether or not they should stay home, be homegrown, or if they should kind of chase the super team aspect of it. You get a lot of thoughts on this, and we want to listen to them because we don't want to dive more into Cardinal statistics.
Let's not do that.
So, we'll do that next on 101 ESPN.
We're pretty excited about where we are given the injuries that we've had.
Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum, all in one location. They have 700 vehicles plus. That's right, over 700 vehicles, new Nissans, pre-owned vehicles, different makes, different models, all in one location out in Herculaneum. A beautiful new dealership that they have out in Herculaneum. And you'll see once you walk on the lot, you'll see, rows and rows of new Nissans and rows of different pre-owned vehicles. They have a 30-day return promise, too. So within 30 days, if you bring the vehicle back, they'll refund your money if you're not completely satisfied with their experience. It's how confident they are that you will love their experience. They also have financing options for absolutely everyone. Good credit, bad credit, doesn't matter. At Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum, if you need a new vehicle or you're looking at a pre-owned vehicle, they'll find a way to finance the vehicle for you and make sure that you're financed and at a monthly rate, quite frankly, that is much lower than you thought was even possible. At Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum, they also give you the complimentary lifetime warranty, and they also have a great service department as well. And hey, get yourself a free hot dog too. I was out there not too long ago, got myself a hot dog. Love going out to Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum. You will too. Tell them Stalter sent you, and try online at AutoCentersNissan.com. Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We're doing a new Bet the Board draft because it's the first day of the month. Brian took Carey Davis, and now Jen is on the line. What's up, Jen?
Hey, how are you doing?
Doing great. How are you?
Hey, another day in paradise.
Jen would, first of all, thanks for listening. Thanks for playing, as always. Always great to hear from you. Are you going to choose Jamie, Marsh, or me for Bet the Board?
You know, I think I'm going to have to go with you, Stalter.
Yes, Jen. Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Yep.
Don't worry, we're going to win.
Are you?
Oh, now I'm definitely going to win.
Yeah.
Screw you guys.
Definitely.
Jen, I got your back.
All right, good man.
All right, Jen, thanks for listening. Thanks for playing. We got you this month, all right?
All right.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Good luck,
Thank
Jen.
you. What the hell, guys?
What?
Have you won yet?
Oh, it's just the way you
No,
said
I'm
it. I
due.
think it got to Carey and I.
Finished second last month. I think I finished second the month before. Knocking on the door.
You're
Jamie,
working
have
really
you won?
hard.
Have you won?
I did.
Marsh, you won the last two.
What, January?
I won one.
Still
It's
snow on the
4
ground when you
months.
won.
Just discount everybody's wins except for your own, huh?
Yeah.
Can't discount his own.
Hey, Anthony, look, second place looks great on you, okay? You're doing a hell of a job.
Proud of you.
Yeah. You know what his problem is, man? Look at this guy.
33 and 42 through 4 months of Bet the Board.
Is that Anthony?
Yes.
Well, you had that ready to go, didn't you? You had that ready to go, didn't you? Don't worry, Jen. I know you're still listening. Don't worry. This is gonna be my greatest month. All right.
I mean, that's not terrible.
Jamie, you were talking about in the office what's wrong with the youth of America. Go ahead.
The youth of America. That's a blanket statement, Anthony.
Yeah, that's what you're
appreciate
saying. You had a buddy. You as a Canadian, you were talking about how bad the youth of America is and how it needs to be straightened out.
Well, Anthony, wording it that way is awesome, and it's great for me to follow up on that for sure. No, we were talking about youth athletics, and I think that here in St. Louis and a lot of cities, there's always the big debate. You know, kids get to that freshman year in high school, whether it's, you know, football, hockey, baseball, and it's crazy. Parents end up sending their kids to other states, chasing this dream of one day playing in the big leagues, or you've got a smooth-talking head coach from some high school that's, you know, luring football players away or even hockey players away, and I just think it's ridiculous. If you're moving upward, if your kids are going to make a step upward, so like at 15 years old, I left home, went and played junior hockey. That was a massive step upward. That's why you leave home and you go to chase your dream, you go to develop and become a better player. Not everybody makes it to the big leagues, obviously, but everybody's wanting to continue to compete and grow and get better as an athlete. When you make a lateral move just because someone is selling you snake oil to go to a different city, a different high school, a different state, I don't know if I agree with it. And Carey, I'll hand this off to you in a second, but I'm just going to go back here locally if we talk about youth hockey here in St. Louis. It took alumni representatives and really good hockey people here in St. Louis to build up programs to where not only do you have a AAA team here in town in the Blues AAA group, you also have CarShield AAA. You have two AAA hockey teams here now in St. Louis, and nobody could have ever dreamed of that in the mid to late 80s. There's no way. Even the early 90s, Holly's scoring a bunch of goals, putting hockey on the map here. And now, you know, finding out that kids are leaving because they think there's better opportunity somewhere else in another state, another spot. Let me let you in on a little secret here. St. Louis pumped out 5 first-rounders and a second-rounder not too long ago.
Yeah.
And every one of those players played here. Clayton Keller did go to Shattuck, okay? But Matthew Tkachuk, Logan Brown, Trent Frederick, Luke Cunnin, Joseph Woll, all these players stayed in St. Louis and developed here in St. Louis. Why did it work for them? Why did it work for them? And why has it worked for so many other players following them to stay in St. Louis and develop? There's more retired pros and college people that are coming back to St. Louis that are either coaching teams, doing skills work, workouts, like off-ice workouts, nutrition, all this stuff. People who know what it takes to get to the next level. Not the lateral move, but the next level. Yet parents get just enamored by moving their kids to another state, another city, another program. Why don't you just do your research here locally and find out who the best are in this area? Every tournament I went to in the last, I don't know how many years for hockey, even now, I go to other NHL buildings and I have scouts that ask me, who's the next kid coming out of St. Louis?
Nice.
That doesn't happen by accident. It's because there's been good hockey that's been developed here locally by people who put in a lot of time and effort. And now more than ever, you've got guys like, think about, you've got Barrett Jackman, Andy McDonald, like so many guys that are coaching youth hockey right now. Jeff Brown still coaching youth hockey. Where are you getting that elsewhere? So for me, it's just frustrating. I think it's a waste of money. I think it's parents that are chasing the dream more than what's actually productive for their children. And I just think that they're not putting in the research and the time enough to figure out what's going on.
Texter from the 314 had a very good point, and they have the Clear It camp here, so you're missing out.
Good point.
Jamie, those are great points, but I do think that the texter added something.
Yeah, the Clear It camp.
Yeah, you broke it down. The last 6.5 minutes were, quite frankly, outstanding, and excellent. The fact that you left out the Clear camp, I think, is kind of a miss on your part. But I think the texters, thank you for picking us all up, quite frankly, not just Jamie.
Well, and to continue the conversation, I get a question from Grant Francis Fan Club. It says, Jamie, do you consider Shattuck to be a lateral move? Yeah, I do. Clayton Keller went to Shattuck, ended up playing in the NHL. Matthew Tkachuk stayed here and played Blues AAA hockey. Where did they both end up?
NHL.
In the NHL. Now Matthew Tkachuk ended up playing for the National Development Team, Clayton Keller, like all of it. So it was a lateral move at that point. And also, I'd be remiss right now if I didn't pass on my condolences to Don Morehouse. Passed away, 90-year-old hockey guy. I mean, you talk about the grassroots of hockey here in St. Louis. Don Morehouse started so many different programs, coached so many teams, was still involved locally up until recently, and he's been a pillar in this community when it comes to growing the sport of hockey. I think that's why I get a little hot under the collar when I hear about kids moving on to other places when you have people that have sacrificed so much to grow the sport in this area, and you got great support from your NHL team here. There's just no point for me. There's no point. There's so much great coaching here locally. You should just focus on making your kid better rather than moving them around chasing the shiny toy.
I think that's a really good point. And parents have to understand, if you can play, generally speaking, if you are NHL, NFL, NBA caliber player, you're going to end up there almost pretty much no matter where you come from. I mean, because there is a separation in talent from being a really good high school player that may go on to play college football or college hockey or whatever, to being a really good talent that, yeah, that guy's going to make it to the next level. And sometimes you don't see that, especially with football, until they get to that next level. But, for parents that are chasing that dream, the dream can be realized in the city that you're in. And you have great examples in hockey. I mean, there are tons of players that have made it to the NFL. But the allure for football to go play at an IMG academy for some players from here, yeah, it sounds good. But there are players from around the country that are going to that IMG academy as well. And so you could run into a position where you are the best player on team A and then get to team B and you are the fifth best player.
Yeah.
Because the competition just, you haven't gotten to that part of your career. You haven't gotten to your peak yet. So, for parents that are considering or deciding, now there are some sports, I think gymnastics is a sport where you do need to go to a different city, or because they have those facilities that are solely locked in and based on gymnastics. I think Texas is one of those states, and Houston maybe one of the cities. But for sports like hockey, baseball, football, soccer, you can make it and have success in the city where you are from, especially here. I mean, there are too many names to count to say that have come out of this city and had success to believe that you have to go elsewhere to have that success. And we get a question here from the 314. It says, honest question, does it help that Matthew Tkachuk's dad played in the NHL? I'm going to tell you a little something about the Tkachuk boys. Does it help to have the last name? Yeah. That gets eyeballs on you. Mm-hmm. After that, it's on you. And I have said this several times.
that Matthew Tkachuk and Brady Tkachuk are two of the hardest working individuals that I have ever coached in my life. Nothing is ever enough for them. If we have an hour of ice time, they want an hour and 5. If you have 2 hours, they want 2 hours and 15 minutes. And they compete nonstop with each other. Every drill, everything they do, every skill that they develop. That's what got them to the NHL. The last name or the dad with the last name or whatever it is, that gets you looked at. The rest, man, is up to you. They don't just give out jobs in the NHL.
Some of it is genetics as well. Like if you are a certain size, a certain speed, certain
but that can be
caliber.
said for any sport.
No, I'm just saying any sport. If you,
it can be said for any kid, regardless of the last name.
It doesn't matter your last name, but if you have the certain genetics, the certain genetic makeup, I've had, parents upset that their son wasn't getting recruited. Well, he's not the right height, not the right size, not the right speed for that position. Like other positions, yeah, he probably could be, but this specific position, no. And so that is the genetic makeup of a child. If you got a kid that was 6'6", 300 pounds, Oregon, Dan Lanning, let me talk to him.
I'd like one of those.
They want. That's the kid they want. Now I got a kid, same position, that is a little bit smaller, and they're not looking at you for that because it's the genetic makeup. So skill, ability, and then work ethic. If your child has all of those things, probably have a real good opportunity to have success at the next level.
And just the last thing on what Carey said earlier about, moving on to these super teams or whatever they are, you're the big dog in the park here. You may not be there. And that's where ice time and time of play and even some of the coaching can go away because they're focusing on the bigger, better players, whereas the players who stay in their local areas and train harder and train with the right people can actually leapfrog some of those players that aren't getting that coaching or that development on these power teams.
Yeah.
So you got to be aware of that too.
And I mean, in all seriousness, there's camps like the one that Jamie runs consistently, Synergy Hockey, synergyhockeyskills.com, where you're going to get that outstanding coaching. I'm not just saying it because, Jamie's our teammate and our great friend. Like we've seen players, including,
all of them,
Blues alum that send their kids to Jamie's camp because they know they're going to get detailed instruction from the best coaching that you're going to find in the area. So, synergyhockeyskills.com. And I know at some point.
No.
Soon enough.
At some point.
It should just be called the Carey Davis Clear Camp. There you go.
Hey,
you can back it.
Put my name on it.
Carey will back it. Yeah.
I'll be there.
Yeah, but
I can't skate, but I
you don't have to just yell, clear it.
Just shoot
you'll
down the boards. And
Jamie, I don't, again, I love Carey. I love Carey. I want Carey to be invested, but
goes against every principle that I have.
This is something.
He's fighting this tooth and nail. Like we're giving him all these viable options for how this can work.
To play with skill. I've got so many coaches that I watch every weekend. I'm watching Ashley's young guy play hockey, and the coaches are just yelling, "Clear it, get it out, get it out!" And the kids are, hang on, Carey. The kids are just hammering the puck out. They have no idea how to even play hockey. They're just getting rid of the puck because the coach is yelling, "Clear it."
In fairness, James,
that ain't getting you anywhere.
In fairness,
nowhere.
If everyone is saying it,
here,
they must be right and you're wrong.
Oh, that's for sure. Yeah, Carey, because that's it.
That's real sweet of you, Anthony, to go watch other people play.
Well, I really appreciate the young athletes in the market, and I really encourage them. But, Jamie, in fairness to the Clear Camp, we teach kids how to properly clear the puck.
Yeah.
Not the wrong way.
I can't even do it. Marshy, this is 101 ESPN.
If you own a home, chances are you have done a remodel at some point, whether it's a kitchen, a bath, a basement. And if you've owned a home long enough and you've done it the cheap way, you've probably had a rough experience. Mosby Building Arts needs to be your first call with any remodel because you can trust that it's going to be done the right way. You can work with a designer that's going to help pull everything together to make your kitchen, your bathroom, your basement look beautiful. Expert craftsmanship as well, and a 10-year workmanship warranty. If you go the inexpensive route, because, hey, yeah, I'm trying to save a buck, of course, you could also work with a company or somebody that is not going to do it right, and they don't have a warranty to back it up. Mosby builds your bathroom to code. They pull permits, they order every item, they set a work schedule, and they bring your bathroom design to life. Mosby crews keep the work site clean as well, and they take the utmost care with the safe and enduring construction techniques. They craft the bathroom that you can be proud of. So call Mosby at 314-909-1800, whether it's a bath, it's a kitchen, maybe it's a smaller project. There's no project that's too small or too big for Mosby Building Arts. They do it the right way because Mosby Building Arts, they're the right remodeling company. And tell them Stalter sent you as well. Call Mosby.com.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals lose 2 of 3 against the Detroit Tigers. They fell 4-1 earlier today. They have tomorrow off, but they will take on the Chicago White Sox starting Friday. First pitch at 7:15. Tonight we have Game 5 between the Dallas Stars and the Vegas Golden Knights right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame starts at 6 o'clock. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
a new month, so that means we need new people for Bet the Board. Thus far, Brian took Carey with the first pick. Jen just chose me. And now we have Tony on the line. What's up, Tony?
What's going on?
Appreciate you playing. Thanks for listening. Would you like to have Jamie or Marsh in May?
Well, I will take Jamie. You were my first pick because you support the Baltimore Ravens, but since you're gone, then I'll take Revs.
All right.
You support the Ravens?
Yeah, I had him in the AFC champion. I had him in the Super Bowl.
Shame on you. I did too.
I did too, actually. Oh, well.
Yeah, Jamie, in fairness to Jamie, Tony, you did pick somebody who did have the Ravens in the Super Bowl.
And the Lions.
So,
Yes.
All right, so Tony, you're aligned with Jamie.
Okay. All right. Thanks, guys. Love the show.
Thanks, man. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Tony.
Okay. All right. Bye.
I wonder if our listeners have overthought this. So Marsh has won the last 2 months.
He's due to not win.
And I wonder if that's the
bad
thought
news
process.
for all of you.
But
Maybe
now
they were
we're
listening to the Gauntlet yesterday.
This guy.
I got to say, Jamie, this week specifically, the last 3 days,
What?
you are very funny and kind of a jerk. Very funny.
It's because I'm about to take a little time here on the weekend. I'm going to miss you guys. You see how that works?
You're leaving us?
I won't be here on Friday. I'm headed down to the lovely state of Florida for 3-4 days. And so when I do that, it's my defense mechanism.
You push us away.
Push you guys away.
All right.
He's leaving us.
It's real rich coming from the guy who's 500 in the Gauntlet.
He's got all the numbers. We got to remember, he's got all the numbers.
He's got numbers. We don't know if they're real, though. That's the track. Oh, sure you do. So do I. Says I'm 650.
What number do you want to know? You just listed off all the Cardinals statistics.
Yeah.
What are our records in the Gauntlet?
All right, so Anthony, you have a record.
Since when?
Since 3.0 started, since January.
This is all Gauntlet 3.0.
Right.
Anthony, you are 20-3.
Ooh,
You're
nice job.
undefeated in baseball and in random.
That's awesome.
No kidding.
4-0 in baseball, 5-0 in random.
Look at you. You're killing it.
I'm going to stand up a little straighter right now.
Carey,
3.
Son of a gun, you.
Carey, you are 20-11. You play the Gauntlet more than all of us.
You get chosen
3.
Yeah, but you get chosen a lot.
All right. I'll take it.
6-1 in baseball.
Oh, look at me.
7-2 in football.
Nice. What does he?
0-4 in random, I'm
yeah,
sure.
what do?
5-5 in random.
Oh.
Is that his worst category?
That is not your worst. Hockey is your worst. You were 2-3.
Let's do that hockey.
It's not terrible.
2-3 is not terrible.
terrible.
Is
Carey's
hockey
proud of
mine too?
You were 5-2 in hockey.
Wow.
You're really good in all of it. I
killing
think.
it.
Right. Thank you. Thank you.
Jamie, you are, like I said, 5-5, 500 record.
He's barely playing.
Holy smokes.
That's all those days. That's all those days
all the
out
Blues.
for Blues.
Carey has more losses than you have attempts.
My goodness.
Wow.
Your best category is baseball and random.
Yeah, I love baseball.
0-2 in football.
It's okay.
1-1 in hockey.
Yep.
No one wants to take you on in hockey.
Yeah, but it's the wheel now. The wheel
the
decides.
wheel
And I've only had 10 attempts here. So you know what, guys? I haven't had enough plate appearances.
Small sample size. I am 16-3, 8-0 in hockey.
Oh, wow.
2-1 in baseball.
You're 16-3?
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, you're better than me, 20-3.
But I've had more attempts.
That's true. Should we get to the listeners' record? I don't want to throw them under the bus.
Yes.
We should. They're having a real White Sox type of performance, or Cardinals actually. 22-63.
Look at us. Look at us.
That's a flex right there.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. What's their best category?
Best category is random, 7-15.
Oh, that's the best.
You guys got work to do.
And let's not forget, Randy also appeared on the Gauntlet a few weeks ago. He is 2-0.
Yeah, Randy was smoking them when you all were out of town.
Oh.
When I could barely talk. Yeah.
Oh. I was like, wait, he wasn't.
We were at, I don't know.
Helen Fitzgerald's and
somewhere.
Cyberg's.
in O'Fallon. Yep.
Yeah.
Illinois. Yeah.
Nice.
Just killing it.
I imagine.
Yeah.
And I believe our longest winning streak is 9.
Okay. Way to go, guys.
So I have the numbers, Jamie.
Good job.
If there's anything else you want to
What about our Bet the Board records? Can we get that?
Now, why would you do that?
I'm intrigued.
Carey, I'll just go back. We'll go month to month here. This past month, you were 9-13, 7-9 in March, 10-9 in February.
What?
You won at 10-9.
You did, and 8-10 in January.
Ew. Brian, we got work to do, buddy.
So
Carey, you got some work to do.
Yeah. What about everyone? Oh, I know I'm not dead last.
No,
maybe I am.
I don't think so.
I'll have to add up all of the numbers here soon.
Somebody says
you read.
So you guys are cheating. No way you morons are that smart.
I don't know if that's a compliment or a complaint. I appreciate that.
Either way.
Hey, you know what? Nobody's safe in the fast lane, so including us. All right. We do have Bet the Board. 3 stars of the day. Criticisms, compliments. There's one of them. Next on 101 ESPN.
Mother's Day right around the corner, and if you're looking for something easy yet incredibly special that truly shows your mom how much she means to you, and I have it for you. It's a gift certificate with Sound Story. And Sound Story is a professionally produced 1-hour-long conversation with your mom, and she can pick her choice of who's going to interview her, whether it's Randy Carricker, Tim McKernan, our very own Anthony Stalter. It's just awesome. It's a great way to talk about stories that your mom remembers. Maybe it's back in her school days. Maybe it was getting married and her children, her path through college, whatever it is. You can sit there and listen to your mom tell all of those stories. And even better now, there's a video option where you can have the digital audio and the video forever. And all you have to do, too, is use the promo code ESPN. You get a 10% discount on that. And again, it's a timeless gift that you, your family, your kids, your grandkids will never forget her on Mother's Day with such great stories. And again, the video option, that's the key here. So again, just go to mysoundstory.com, enter promo code ESPN to get the Mother's Day special of 10% off gift certificate for Sound Story. Again, that's promo code ESPN at mysoundstory.com. Sound Story, for you, for them, forever.
anything from today's show, you can always download the podcast available at 101ESPN.com or on your 101 ESPN mobile app. All brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Time to play Bet the Board, but Marsh, you still need somebody to align with.
Yes.
So who do we got?
We have Jason.
Jason, what's up, man?
How you guys doing?
Doing very well, and I think you should be feeling pretty good. You got the back-to-back monthly champion here in Andrew Marsh for Bet the Board.
I'm feeling great with that pick.
Yes.
You waited, you let the board come to you, you didn't trade up, and all of a sudden you got the player you wanted.
Exactly.
There you go.
Howie Roseman-esque.
Yeah, no doubt. So, Jason, congrats. You're with Marsh this month. Thanks for listening. Thanks for playing.
Thank you, guys. Great show. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Jason. All right.
Bye.
Without further ado, then, Marsh, you have the first pick because you were first last month.
Well, I just absolutely hate to do this, but this guy has been on a roll for the Chicago Cubs. Shota Imanaga. He's 4-0 with a .98 ERA. He would have been nice to have in the rotation. The Cubs are taking on the Mets tonight. -120 money line. Give me, unfortunately, the Chicago Cubs.
All right. Well, I'm going to go with the other guy that would have looked nice in the Cardinals uniform. Give me Yamamoto and the Dodgers. -134 against Jordan Montgomery and the Arizona Diamondbacks tonight at Chase Field. Dodgers -134 will be my selection.
Who's next, me or Jamie?
Yeah, who finished?
Who finished last?
Who finished
You guys
dead last?
We tied.
Tied for dead
Go ahead,
last.
Carey.
All right, give me. I'm looking at this Heat Celtics game. Give me Tyler Hero plus 20 points. It's -145.
Okay.
All right. Vegas Golden Knights, Dallas Stars. Vegas dropped the last two games. Bruce Cassidy's made some lineup changes, a little tweak to some of his lines, his defense core, and he's going back to Aiden Hill, who, by the way, was the goalie who backstopped him to the Stanley Cup last year. Vegas is at +128. I got Vegas tonight.
There you have it. Here's Bet the Board. Now, time for criticisms and compliments.
I actually have a question I wanted to ask you guys. This is a carryover question from our Sports Six-Pack that we did not get to. Did you guys happen to see all of the bees that were in Arizona last night?
Yeah, that was
delayed
weird.
Killer
game?
bees.
By the
Killer
way,
bees.
did you see that the guy, the beekeeper, they had a guy come out, bee guy,
I did see
and like
that.
smoked them out and get rid of all the bees? They had him throw out the first pitch today.
Oh, nice. That's awesome. That's creative.
Anyways, on the 217. Sorry, I just got lost. I got lost.
Angry.
It's your fault. Let's talk more about the bees, I think.
Who of you guys are dealing with the bees like the guy in Arizona last night? And who, besides every member of the Riz Show, is running away?
Is anybody allergic?
I'm not allergic to bees.
Yeah.
I'm not allergic.
to bees. They don't bother me.
You just got to keep going. You don't bother them. Generally, they don't bother you.
For the most part. Every now and then
I've
you
had
get
some-
an a-hole.
Yeah,
Decides to buzz the tower on you when you're outside.
Yeah.
You got to serve justice at that point, Anthony.
I stepped on a ground, like one of those ground hornet things and I was looking up too because I was trimming trees and stuff like that. So I like felt one. I thought a branch like came down. I'm like, nah, I'm good. Yeah, I looked down. They were swarming.
Really?
And then I jumped out of the little plant fixture I had there in the front, and I started running. Man, they got me all the way up the back.
Really?
Yeah. So what I did was I shoved a hose right down there and covered it up, and I drowned them sons.
Look at you. Can't get it.
Anthony, that's a happy ending.
Peter. Is Peter worry about bees?
Probably.
I think so.
Peter?
Too. Yeah.
But
I don't know. I'm not getting.
Guess we'll find out.
They had to go. Took care of it.
Is them or Anthony?
Exactly.
Glad you're still with us.
Thanks, buddy.
Same here.
We got a text from the Water Boy. He's been on fire today, saying that Jason got the Michael Penix Jr. choice in me.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I don't know how I feel about that.
You should feel great about it.
Oh, okay.
Is he trying to say wasted pick? I'm just trying to figure it out.
Why is he on your
Michael Penix is
he
not
gonna
a
start?
wasted pick. He should.
Day one? Day one
should.
starter.
You know what's funny about all the
No
people like
chance.
complaining? Oh, you got Kirk Cousins, like he's Mahomes.
I mean,
I love all of these
Is he
people that are
not,
like
though?
Why would you do that? You got Kirk Cousins. What has Kirk Cousins won? Go ahead, Marsh.
Before we get to the three, we just got the ultimate criticism, and I absolutely love it. From the 314, great show today. Such an impressive record. You may need to be humbled by all the success. Stalter on the fumble. Carey, people can't spell your name right. Jamie, 650 isn't your winning percentage. It's your average ice time. Marsh, the Vikings suck.
That was a real Michael Scott.
I actually appreciate that. Keep us humble.
Boom, you're roasted.
Yeah. Keep us humble.
Damn. That was pretty good. Well done.
I don't even know if I played that much.
Joke's on you. Joke's on you.
All right, 3 stars of the day. Our 3rd star of the day goes to Gift Smith.
Gift Smith.
All right.
Former Chargers coach.
Chargers last.
3 games.
2nd star of the day goes to playing grab ass.
Yep.
Do that.
Thank you.
Every segment.
And our 1st star of the day, courtesy of Grant Francis's fan club, goes to Don Morehouse.
Yes.
Okay.
Rest in peace,
absolutely. All right, that'll do it for us. Stay here in the Fast Lane for Andrew Marsh, for Carey Davis, for Jamie Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter. We will see you.